Talked to this guy at Denver International Airport who was traveling with his dog.
This will be his first time on a plane, actually. He's good in cars, good around people.
Okay, so let's hope Fido behaved himself on the airplane. Millions more people are behind the wheel as well. Here's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
AAA says of the 115 million of us traveling, 104 million will drive. Not a record-breaking amount, but second highest only compared to 2019. It looks like the busiest travel days on the road will be Saturday, the 23rd, and next Thursday, the 28th. Gas prices on average are about what they were last year or a bit less. Last year, they hovered around $3.10 or 20 cents a gallon. Rain is impacting things, though, as a storm moves across Missouri and Iowa into Illinois. Another storm is heading into Washington state, and yet another storm coming up from the south is bringing rain to parts of Southern California and Arizona. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
The TSA is reporting 2.63 million people were screened through airport security on Thursday, second highest since the Monday after Thanksgiving, when the TSA scanned an all-time record 2.9 million people across American airports. House Speaker Mike Johnson sending a letter to the Commander-in-Chief where the Speaker writes,
in an appeal to the president, Speaker Johnson wrote this: the southern border of our nation is being overrun, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection is at a breaking point. I urge you to immediately take executive actions available to you under existing immigration laws to stem the record tide of illegal immigration. Speaker Johnson called on the president to immediately end catch and release. He wants to see a grant parole on a case-by-case basis instead of the sweeping way that it's done right now. He wants to see the president reinstate the Remain in Mexico program and renew border wall construction.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. The UN Security Council passing a watered-down version of a resolution that would bring more humanitarian aid into Gaza. America is listening to Fox News.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-887-1010. That's 800-887-1010.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
There you go. Yeah, boy, how are you? It's 3:03 on Friday afternoon, right before Christmas time. And it's only me, it's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, has on his little special dancing elf hat of some sort. There, little jingle bells on the end of the flaps. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it's fairly remarkable. And the mechanical mangler at the controls, it's Flounder. And it's Let Her Rip Friday, Thursday, sucks and so do you. It's Friday, I'm in love. I'll see you a little later, Christine. Ride me home, calling me baby. Everything's going to be fine. We got a lot going on. We're going to do all our Christmas stuff today. We're going to do it early. We're going to do it late. We're going to do it all afternoon because all I really have to say today is Saturday. Look out. Sunday. Yeah, mercy. I love this silly song. Anyway, how's it going? 3:04. Nice to have you aboard. Pete Davis, when's your next Holy Crap at Sports podcast other than 5 o'clock today?
I did one early this morning, the last one of the year.
Well, there you are. Congratulations on it. And Flounder, how you doing in there in the the cave of darkness in there?
All is well back on this side of the glass.
Outstanding. Are we basically alone here today? I see.
There's a few. I mean, Ed's here as always, the sales guy.
I saw the guy never. It's unbelievable. It's the damnedest thing you ever saw. Anyway, 3:05 on the clock. Here's our. We love phone calls. Please call if you have something to say. You want to. I mean, this is our last show until next year. We're gone for next week. And there's some stand up for G. What's that?
We're never alone.
No, it's a statue. Oh my
We're
God!
never alone.
What a horrible statue of Jesus. It looks like Yasser Arafat for one thing, and then he's got like arms that.
It's the reason of the season.
Yeah, but his arms are like made like of folding collapsible plastic something or others. That's a horrible. Where'd you get that? Oh my goodness! Wow, that's an ugly doll.
He's signaling a touchdown here, by the way.
Touchdown! He scores!
And by the way, he's got rollers.
I saw
he's
rolling Jesus. Holy roller. He's a holy roller. He's a holy roller. There's no question about it. I guess that's no longer... It's not you the one who showed me the rollers.
He looks like Russell.
Yeah, Russell Brand.
He looks like Russell Brand.
Yeah, he does exactly like that. 306. Here's the number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And again, we're now here's my philosophy. I know just for kicks, a couple things. I just Googled and I didn't Google. I Wazed how long it would take me to get from here to the park and ride areas off of near the airport. I don't know a specific address, but for those areas right near the airport for the park and ride from here at the ballpark, which is like right now at 285 and I guess 75, so it's not that far. About an hour, just to drive from here down to the airport from here. So
right now,
yeah,
right now,
yeah. And it's not going to get any better. Well, who knows? I mean, we'll see. Anyway, just, so plan accordingly. In fact, they're saying, I got some travel stuff here. They're actually advising plan 3 hours to get to your gate. Plan 3 hours to get where you're going. So that's
beforehand.
Anyway,
At least.
Yeah. So we got that going for us, which is fine. And also coming up, some tips on what to avoid when you get on the plane, the dirtiest parts of an airplane. We'll get some fun stuff with that. Also, we will do, I was saying, my philosophy of a day like this and kind of a pre-holiday show is that people are out and about. They're scrambling around. They're going to the store. They're getting ready for parties. They're getting ready to they're leaving work. I mean, you're in and out of your car. You're looking for a place to park. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So my philosophy is, since I realize we have a tremendous amount of audience people who listen to pretty much the whole damn show, which is fairly unbelievable. But normally people don't listen for that long. So in order to make sure that we try to have fun with everybody through the course of the afternoon, we are going to do some of our favorite Christmas things between 3 and 4 o'clock. And then we're going to do some more of our favorite Christmas things between 4 and 5. And then we're going to do a lot of the 3 to 4 things. We're going to do them again between 5 and 6. So everybody gets a chance to, just a little hodgepodge of stuff. We're going to goof around, have some fun, and we'd love for you to join us again. 404-741-1230. If you'd like to, if you have something to say, or if we can help you, if you're having a bad day, if you're depressed and unhappy, and maybe we can cheer you up, or you want us to make a phone call to somebody. I know that never works. I always offer, and no one's ever done it. But if you're having a bad day, you want to talk to your mother, and you don't know how to break up, say, Mom, I love you at Christmas. I'm sorry, or whatever, or Dad. I mean, if you a thing you want to make up with your daughter you haven't talked to in 5 years or whatever, I'll freaking call her. So I'm just saying, we're offering. Oh, also, Flounder, I forgot to ask you about the birthday thing. Do we? Is there a number?
I emailed her back and never heard anything. So if we just want to give them a nice plug today, I think that'd be great.
Okay, I'll wait a little while in case we hear back from her.
Yeah, sure.
In fact, I got to make a note of that too. Okay, B-Day.
Note to self.
B-Day message. Sorry, we got so many things going on here. I got stuff. I got actual stuff here, a list of all the things we're going to do. Well, it's a sweet thing from a lady about her husband, and I want to help out, and it's a nice thing to do, and so we're going to do it. And I offered to actually call, but we haven't heard back if that's something we can do. Anyway, we're going along. And we have actually newsy stuff. There's some breaking news stuff and some goofy stuff, and we'll get to all of it. But honestly, it's just we're going to be here, try to have a little fun and relax. And, are you ready? Everybody ready for next week, I guess? Pete, are you? Not really, no.
No.
No, you're not traveling. You have some family in the area, right?
I'm doing probably the travel thing. Probably drive around and go bet some money or something up at Cherokee.
Oh, there you go. now, would you consider yourself? Now, would they be open on Christmas Day? I suppose any resort will be open on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
probably do big dinners and family stuff. Now, would you consider yourself being lucky on Christmas Day to go gamble? Are you a gambler? Are you a good gambler or a bad? I'm a terrible gambler. I lose no matter what. I play till I lose. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. That's how my brother lost all his money. That's why he still doesn't have any. Anyway.
My brother likes to gamble, but I like money too much to gamble. I'll play a little blackjack, put the roulette wheel thing going. But talk about poker or craps, I have no clue about that stuff.
Yeah, me either. Flounder, what about you? Are you a gambling type guy? Do you know about
not
gambling?
really. I mean, I'll do it for fun, but I mean, if I go to Vegas or sit at a table, I might play around a blackjack or something, but...
Yeah, the only times I've gone, I've mentioned before, but I'll take $100 or whatever. If I'm on vacation, I went with my daughter to Vegas, and we went on a golf trip, my little daughter, Sarah. And in fact, I'll be just very quickly, I'm not a gambler. I don't know squat, but we're in Vegas, and so we go to the... what's the one where you I guess it's the roulette that goes round and round. Little ball goes round and round. Okay, so we get to the roulette, and I don't know what's going on. I say, well, I'll just put some on a red or black. And so my little daughter, Sarah, who's like the perfect angel queen of all time, the sweetest, master's degree, helps children having problems in school. I mean, she's so we got to him, she says, okay, I'll double down on the X24. I'll take triple on the red green. I'll take a double ray on the over 7 and under. I'm going, holy my God, wait, where the hell did this come from? She's spitting out all that. I'll do the double action on the quad 4, and we go, what the hell? I didn't even know what that is.
She knows all the nomenclature. The jargon.
Who is this child?
This child of mine.
Unbelievable. Honestly, it's a damn scared the crap out of me. I mean, she's whipping out these chips. I'm going, holy criminy. Anyway, but I mean, I'll take a certain amount of money, and then I'll play till I lose it, and there's my entertainment. So, I mean, I don't think I've ever walked away with any money. $20 maybe, but I'm horrible.
Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Well, if I go to a poker table, ask me, my friend Danny McLefty, I played poker with him. We went on a golf trip and sitting down playing poker, and I looked around and I said, well, I know I'm the sucker. I know it, and sure enough, I had free hand. I had nothing. Anyway, all right, 312, sorry. Here's I have a, let's see, 312. We'll do this coming up then. We'll do this coming up. I have the story of a tragedy of Father Christmas, followed by some good news from our friends at the Animal Kingdom. First of all, let me ask you, and it's coming right up, but let me ask you this. I saw this for the first time the other day. In fact, last night I took some video. My friend, my videographer, Valentina, is the one who officially took the video of me driving in my car. She was on doing the video of all the Christmas lights last night, which I put on Facebook. And so when I was going to put a text on it, so I got to the photograph, and then I hit it to post on Facebook. Went to Facebook to post it, and as I'm writing down on the bottom of what I wrote, my videographer Valentina captured a sweet scene on the way home. Right underneath that, there's a little doodad and a line that says "Write with AI." What the hell is that? I mean, I don't know what does that mean. If I didn't click it because I was afraid it was going to take my phone into the world of the dark web or something. But where did that? How did that? Who's got AI on there? All of a sudden, it's in my phone.
Everybody. You can just have AI write it for you.
Well, what does that mean? If you click it, what is it? And then you talk to it. I mean, what do you mean you write? If you have to write to AI.
Do it.
Well, in fact, God, maybe I'll try that on the air here. Coming back.
See what happens.
In fact, I will try to do that and see what it says.
It's your phone, not mine.
I know. Hey, who cares? It's only a phone. 313, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Christmas, Merry Christmas, and all that good stuff. We got it all coming up and have a little fun here at 106.3 on Friday right before Christmas. Here we go.
With international conflicts running hot and Israel at war, you can trust Extra 106.3 to bring you the latest breaking news throughout the day and the conservative voices you trust for all the latest.
Hamas is a terrorist organization, and anybody who supports the terrorist attack on Israel should be released from this country and sent away.
Israel at war, with live updates all day.
If 9/11 happened to us again today, I wonder what the hell the reaction would be.
From Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
With the holiday season upon us, convenience is king. You know, convenience, the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Convenience is our middle name. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required services. Once the services have been completed, we'll bring your Mercedes-Benz to you. With over 100 appointment times available every weekday, more than 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. Find out today why we're a 2022 J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence, a 5-time winner, and Atlanta's only 7-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
The 15th annual Polar Plunge is coming, and we need your help. Right now, you can help raise money for Special Olympics Georgia athletes to provide year-round sports training and athletic competitions in a variety of different sports. All participants will collect pledges from friends and family in exchange for the opportunity to jump into the icy waters of Ackworth Beach in the middle of winter. All proceeds will benefit the 17,731 athletes of Special Olympics Georgia. To sign up and learn more, visit SpecialOlympicsGA.org.
What are you looking for when you walk down the meat aisle at the grocery store? You're looking for some kind of real good meat that you can feed your family, right? You want something raised in America, and you're looking for something close to expiring because that's the only way you can get a good price? If you are in this situation, what you put on your table matters. And that's why you should get your meat from Good Ranchers, because you're going to cover all of those things. 85% of the grass-fed beef is imported from overseas, but not with Good Ranchers. They source all of their high-quality beef and chicken from local farms and ranches. And from every box ordered, Good Ranchers donates 10 meals to Americans in need. That's over 1 million meals so far. So do good while you eat good. Don't settle for less than the best meats, and don't settle for meat that's been raised overseas. Go to GoodRanchers.com and use my promo code BECK for $25 off any box. Do some serious good for yourself, your family, and others by having American meat delivered to your door. GoodRanchers.com. Use the promo code BECK for $25 off at GoodRanchers.com.
For the latest coverage of Israel at war, keep it right here on Extra 106.3 for Fox News updates at the top of every hour and the conservative voices you trust, bringing you the latest.
We'll give them up if you stop the bombing. No. We're going to continue the bombing until you give them up.
To negotiate in any shape, form, or fashion would show vulnerability.
They're negotiating from fear.
And stream our coverage anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Let's see. What do we got here, Flounder? Is this Joe Cocker?
Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick. It's on your birthday.
Oh, okay. I wasn't quite sure.
My bad.
I did see it. No, not at all. I did see. In fact, I looked at. I thought at first it was Rick Nelson, and I thought, wait a minute, he's been dead for 50 years or whatever. Anyway, Rick Nielsen, 1948. Rick Nielsen, singer, guitarist from the American rock band Cheap Trick, had the 1979 hit single "I Want You to Want Me." I like that. It was a good song, by the way. They also had the '88 single #1, "The Flame," and this is his birthday. So he was born in '48, so he is 75 years old today. What do you want? Thank you, sir. Excellent. Now, our other, so he's our singer and our birthday guy. Well, that's very clever. It's kind of it's a 2 for 1, both 2 mints in one. Let's see, on our history list today, in 1956, a baby gorilla named Kolo is born at the Columbus Zoo in Ohio, the first ever gorilla born in captivity. 1956. By the way, every time if I've ever gone to a zoo, I love the gorillas and the cheetah, the black panthers. Oh man, that's just stunning. And I could watch the gorillas all day. Just a fun thing. Anyway, okay, here, we got a million things. We got Christmas stuff and all kinds of good things here today, too, for you. But first, let me try this. I've now gone into I'm going to post a video on Facebook. I'm not going to post it, but I'm going to pretend to. I've opened up the video I took of me I was at the Publix this morning. And some guy starts yelling at me at the parking lot, and I turn around, with my gun in my hand, cocked it. No, I had silly. And it was the guy who recognized me and wanted. So I did a little Facebook selfie interview with him. And so I put that on Facebook. And as I did, I noticed that it asked me to. Well, it suggested something. So I'm going to do it again. I just hit the picture, and I'm hitting done. It says say something about this video. So I click that, and I'm going to write hi. And as soon as I wrote HI, right below that. It's there's a line that says "write with AI." So I'm going to hit that. I clicked it, and it says your writing partner is her. HER ... How to use this tool. Write confidently with different writing styles, grammar, and more. How it works. AI uses your text and prompts to suggest new versions. Meta and AI. This experimental tool might make inaccurate or inappropriate suggestions. Oh my God. Your text prompts and feedback may be used to improve AI. And I say, I just clicked got it. And now, oh my God, this is so stupid. All I wrote on this before I hit the AI thing, all I wrote was hi, H-I. It's already told me now, make it exciting. Anyway, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to get out of there before I do it. But anyway, I'd never noticed before that how did all of a sudden AI is in my phone? I didn't ask for AI to be in my phone.
It's always been there. You just haven't seen it.
Well, I haven't seen it. All right. Now, let's see. Where was I? Jeez. The cup. We're going to do a Christmas bit here in a second for you. All right. First, 321. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Nice to have you with us. We're off next week, so we're here, and then we're back after New Year's. Our number is 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Some horrifying news in front of the children today in Russia as a man dressed as Father Christmas, otherwise known as, what do they call him here? They got a different name for him here. Grandfather Frost. In Russia, they call him Grandfather Frost, and he was on top of a 24-story building, and he was rappelling. He's a professional climber dressed as their version of Father Christmas, Grandfather Frost, and he was rappelling down a 24-story building to say hello to all the little boys and girls and families all below, ready for him to come down and give them their wonderful happiness of Grandfather Frost when he plunged, losing his grip, and fell 240 feet to his death. Yes. The red-robed Santa was an experienced climber, but he mixed up his safety ropes and resulted in the horrific fall. He landed on a snow-covered structure 1 floor above the ground level, which meant the children didn't actually see his dead body. They only saw him fall. Originally, everybody there said, boy, what an act. Holy cow. One guy says, by the way, his wife and kids were there. He said, voices heard in the crowd saying, wow, he didn't fall, right? Oh, no, he'll come around now to see the kids. He couldn't fall. They wouldn't do that. And then one guy said, geez, my son didn't understand anything. Others understood and left in hysterics. Everybody was having fun. No one could even think this would happen. We thought it was a dummy or a prank or something. Holy smokes. By the way, Grandfather Frost or Dead Moroz is a legendary figure like Father Christmas, recognized in East Slavic countries, including Russia. He wears a long red or blue fur coat, wields a magic stick, and often rides a troika chariot of 3 horses. Unlike Santa in the West, Grandfather Frost in Russia is helped by his granddaughter, Snegorochka. It's possible I could have mispronounced that, meaning the Snow Maiden. The figure was exiled during the Soviet era, deemed an instrument of the bourgeoisie, but it was made a late comeback in 1935 as Joseph Stalin looked to boost his own popularity. But Grandfather Frost took a 240-foot tumble to his death, and the kids luckily didn't see his dead body, but they sure saw him tumble. What's that?
What a perfect out for the parents to turn to their children and say, well no Christmas this year.
It's too late, kids. We can't really. Let's do a good news story. Then we'll do.
You just saw it right there.
And by the way, I think he's gone, so we won't embarrass him in person. But in case you haven't heard this, this is exciting. We got a hold of Scott McFarland. Scott McFarland's our operations manager. What do they call him? Commandante.
He's our general manager.
General manager, ops guy, and he has a music background. That's true. And he was actually given a scholarship to the Juilliard School of Music, and we have his audition tape that got him in. Scott McFarland. Well, coming up in just a moment. First of all, I wanted to start with some more good news. This is really an incredible story, just in time for Christmas. A little dog named Rose has been living near the village of Crawley Down in West Sussex, England. And people see the dog all the time, and then the dog takes off into the woods, and people say, well, gee, I guess it's a lost dog, and it's a stray, and nobody knows anything, but people kind of have been leaving food out. And then one person finally said, now, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. So they put a camera up to take pictures of where the dog has been going. They see him frequently at different times of night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's kind of wandering around. And locals believe this dog's been astray for a very long time. Well, finally, one dog recovery outfit in United Kingdom finally got the dog, trapped the dog, brought her to an organization that takes care of lost animals, and we're shocked to find that the dog was all scared to pieces, but very gentle. The dog has a microchip, and it turns out her name is Rose, and she had gone missing within 24 hours of her adoption 8 years ago. Actually, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, it turns out. Nobody expected to discover she was a long-lost dog named Rose. She's a 12-year-old terrier, and she was sighted loose right after she went missing, but the family couldn't find her, and she kept disappearing into the woods, and then the trail went cold. Now the dog is safe, and now she'll spend the rest of her now senior life not fending for herself out in the cold. Can you imagine? I mean, the dog is 12. That's pretty much the end of the 12-year-old dogs are, getting there. And so this dog has spent most of her adult life in the woods, afraid, hiding, and no one to play with. It's just horrible. She's finally safe, will not spend the rest of her senior years fending herself in the cold. Her original owners, unfortunately now, are not in a position to take her back. Their circumstances apparently have, quote, dramatically changed. I don't know what that means. They're thrilled she's safe and unhurt, but they're very upset they can't take her back. But she is going to a rescue home, and she will be taken care of, and she has a home after being lost in the woods for 6 or 7 years. Wow. 3:27. Do we have time now, Flounder, right before our break, to send the folks off to our break with Scott McFarland's his audition tape to get into Juilliard School of Music? You'll never forget this performance, my friends. I promise you. We bring you now Scott McFarland. Wait to hear the timbre, the changing in the tenor, the changing of the notes, the octaves. And he played all himself. Scott McFarland right here.
Stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth.
It's a special vibrato he has going there with a voice show kind of a...
Long lay the world in sin and error high.
It's almost a yodel. It's kind of
and the soul felt.
He does that.
It's worth.
He does a kind of a throat glottal stop thing. It's starting to build now. Here we go. Here we go.
The weary world rejoice.
It's very close. Very close.
For yonder brings a new and glorious morn.
Okay, bring it home. Bring it home.
On your knees.
Sing it out, Scotty boy. Sing it out.
Oh, hear the angels' voice.
So close.
Divine.
You ought to hear it on hearing aids. Oh, my God. The vibration alone is...
When Christ was
my nipples are hard as a rock. Scott McFarland, bring it home, Scotty. Don't leave us now. Don't leave us now. Stand by. Oh, how can we ever forget this performance? Can he do it? Can he? Oh, my God. He did it. Our own Scott McFarland, ladies and gentlemen. Sing me. Yowie. Kind of bringing us down now.
You know it was divine night.
Getting very poetic. And he did it on his own. Scott McFarland. Merry Christmas from 106.3. 350, 331 with the Kimmer.
It was nice working here.
Yeah, it was good there, wasn't it? Does he know we're on vacation
good
next
6
week,
months.
right? Is he in charge of vacations at all? 331.
He'll know.
The phone's ringing. Oh, crap. 331. Now, don't even answer it. Don't even answer it. We're not here. It's on tape. We did it early.
The Morning Extra is the right way to start your day. And here's what you missed.
Here's what I think would happen if they were ready to pivot to Gavin Newsom. If they genuinely thought, okay, this is what we have to do, you will see the media industrial complex.
Yes.
It
Get behind
will,
them.
oh, dude, you're
It's not
right.
there.
It's because nothing is there right now. You're right. There is no buzz. But if they find out and they get the talking points and the marching orders, which you know they get every day, every week, every year, the media will be behind him. Every story will be about Newsom, and every story will be praising him, just like it was leading into the election when Biden was the guy.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m., only on Extra 106.3.
Some choices are complicated, like do I get peanuts or popcorn? Thankfully, others are much simpler, like rooting for the Braves. And choosing Truist One checking. No overdraft fees. Lots of perks you can cheer for. And when your account balances grow, you get upgraded automatically. Oh, and with more than 130 Atlanta branches, you can add convenience to the list of perks too. Truist One checking. One simple choice. Branch count as of May 31st, 2023. Atlanta metro area. Truist Bank member FDIC.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
2024 Georgia Tech football season ticket memberships are now available. The 2024 season features marquee matchups against Miami and Notre Dame. Purchase your membership before December 1st and be entered into 30 days of giving featuring a new prize each day. Season ticket memberships come with benefits. Enjoy discounts on merchandise and concessions, convenient payment plans, special pre-sale opportunities, and more. Lock in your 2024 Georgia Tech football season ticket membership by visiting RamblinWreck.com. Sting 'em.
Your home is so much more than the place you live. It's an investment tool as well. And you can put that tool to use and access the equity that you have as cash to pay off those high interest credit cards. Did you know the average credit card rate now is hovering around 25%? Some people are paying in the 30 plus every single month. I mean, it's insane. If you're not paying that debt off in full every month, those fees are adding up, and you just can't let that happen, which is why you need to look at your spending, your financing, your debt. Better yet, let American Financing do that for you. This is a family-owned mortgage lender. They're not a bank. You're important to them. There's no pressure, no upfront or hidden fees. If you call them today, you might be able to close in as fast as 10 days and even delay 2 mortgage payments. They're saving homeowners just like you an average of $826 a month. That could be life-changing. So call today, 800-906-2440, 800-906-2440, AmericanFinancing.net.
American Financing, NMLS 182334, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
The biggest election coverage in the South from Atlanta's only true conservative voice. As the election draws closer and things get heated, Extra 106.3 will bring you the voices you know and trust to sort through the muck.
The Democrats and the media are right about this. Republicans, they have the best ideas, but they can't govern.
And stream our coverage all day from anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app.
Joe Cocker changed a lot of things when he went to that Big Time Charlie group. And on this day, 2014, Joe Cocker died of lung cancer in Colorado. He was 70 years old. He was born in Sheffield, some they mean England, known for his gritty voice, spasmodic body movement when he was performing. Boy, that's true. What a strange, jerking sort of a thing he had going there. Definitive versions of popular songs of varying genres. Joe Cocker had a career lasting more than 40 years. He was covered the Beatles with a little help from my friends. You Are So Beautiful and Up Where We Belong. He was made an Order of the British Empire in 2011. In the 60s, Joe Cocker was performing as Vance Arnold. The name was a combination of Vince Everett, Elvis Presley's character in Jailhouse Rock, which Cocker misheard as Vance, and country singer Eddie Arnold. Oh, my God, Eddie Arnold. I used to play Eddie Arnold records when I got out of the Marines. It was a country disc jockey in Phoenix. Eddie Arnold, man, he was a great singer. Anyway, 336. My birthday list today includes, we'll do another singer here, Luther Campbell from Two Live Crew. Luther is 63 years old today. And on this day in history, hold on, Pete, don't listen for a moment. 1864, General William Tecumseh Sherman sent a message to President Lincoln, quote, I beg to present you as a Christmas gift the city of Savannah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Oh, mercy.
Oh. How white of him not to burn the population out of their homes.
Put them in a flame. By the way, 337, we got more Christmas stuff coming out, a whole bunch of things, some newsy stuff on the Supreme Court right now. Alan, we're going to play Alan Dershowitz comment about stuff. What's that?
There was no reason to burn Atlanta. There was no military reason to burn Atlanta. He did it out of spite, and he did it basically to terrorize the populace.
Well, the reason they do it is to terrorize the population. So they said, oh, my God, here come those guys. So, stand by and don't do anything. Yeah. But again, well, anyway, I mean, obviously it was
a war crime.
Yeah. By the way, I can't wait to have you. I assume you're going to talk about a monster baseball deal with that second big-time Charlie Monster guy going to... Holy moly. I mean, that's not fair. They got all the good guys.
They got 3 major pitchers in 1 week, and basically Major League Baseball is standing by and watching this happen.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Let me throw something at you before sports.
Yeah.
They've spent over $1 billion. The Dodgers have over $1 billion. They have already spent more in free agency than over half of the other teams put together.
Combined, yeah. I mean...
that's good for baseball. Right, yeah. Good for baseball.
Whatever happened to the luxury tax? Is that just not a non-factor? When you have that much money, it doesn't make any difference?
Well... How much do you think they're paying Shohei Ohtani a year?
Well, it's like $100 million or something, isn't it? Or $500 million. I mean, $50 million, $80 million, or whatever. Well, $1 million,
$2 million a year.
Oh, and then
they've deferred
the rest.
$600 and something million for 10 years down the road. Somehow they're able to do away with. Kansas City tried that, or Pittsburgh tried that. Manfred would step in and say, "Oh no, that's not good for baseball." Blah blah blah. But the Dodgers, yeah, go ahead.
Wow. Well, anyway, I can't wait. A little after 5, we'll have Holy Crap at Sports with Pete. And I mean, I saw that headline and thought, "Oh my God, they're not only stacking the deck. I mean, this baseball season coming up could be unbelievable."
The only good thing is that the New York paper's going nuts because, once again, both those guys just told New York to go jump in the lake.
Yeah, the Mets thought they were going to get them both. There was talk about that. Anyway, 404-741-1230, 404-741-1230. And if you're traveling, just a quick advisory note for you. And we're going to do an Alan Dershowitz soundbite coming up here, Flounder, shortly, and talk about a Supreme Court case. Oh, also, Dukes of Hazzard star John Schneider is now apparently being investigated by the Secret Service, and the liberals are going nuts. Compared to what the liberals have been saying about Donald Trump and his children for the last 4 years. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. First of all, if you're flying on an airplane, and I'm flying on Christmas Day to go surprise the grandkids out in Colorado. Here's a list of the 5 dirtiest parts on a plane. And I'll just list them for you. Number 5, bathroom handles. Quote, these are from people who work on airlines. The toilets are regularly cleaned, but the locks and door handles are not. It's a good idea for passengers to use hand sanitizer of stowing away their luggage, touching anything in the seat pocket in front of them, and going to the bathroom. There's one more thing you might want to touch on your flight. The Food Policy Center says the drinking water on planes is potentially unsafe. The study showed that 7 out of 10 scored a 3 or below. The takeaway from doing research, not to drink the coffee or the tea because they make it with water, and apparently the lavatory sink handle is the grimiest, followed by the tray table. But the number one thing also for dirty parts, not only the tray table, airplanes are riddled with grime, and the tables go beyond general terms. They don't clean them that much. The overhead bin is a key place you should wipe down or use a cloth on it because they're touched by a lot of people and rarely cleaned. And the dirtiest spot on a plane is the safety instruction card in the seat pocket. The tray tables get wiped down, but the instruction cards do not. Just a little thing for the record there. Anyway, for 341 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. A quick newsy thing, then we'll do some more Christmas stuff here. By the way, we're going to do ideas for some Christmas gifts, depending on your Christian denomination. Also, the story of the special gift and the misunderstanding entirely. And that could be a phone. Is that a phone call there? I think Flounder could be is that a phone call or not?
It is, but the phone is not working up on the board, so that's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Okay. So. Also, I think we will be giving away tickets, but if we have a problem, we may not be. For the Jason Peterson thing. But again, Flounder's right. I mean, it's really a shame because, and by the way, that's if you've never seen the board, control room and engineering stuff of a radio station, it's a very complex situation. And unfortunately, when it goes zippity-zoppity, that's he's in there going, what the hell's going on here? So it's not, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. So we'll do with it. It's like we have a bad delay today. Our delay today with Pete is worse than normal, so we just have to deal with it and move on. Yeah, see what I mean?
Godzilla.
That's my favorite thing is when your comedians are faking the delayed voice of the coming out of the mouth, lips moving. You can see it in some of the spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood. You can tell sometimes where it's just not really. It's close. It's pretty good, but but the Japanese ones are horrible. I mean, those are just hysterical. Anyway, 343. The Supreme Court has said, hey, Jack Smith, what a scum. I hate this guy. He's a traitor and a treasonous Trump despicabiler. I mean, I think I've just made up a new word. And the Supreme Court has told him to stuff it. The special counsel, Jack Smith, wanted the Supreme Court to take immediately the case to get about Donald Trump. And we'll start from the beginning here. The key question is whether Donald Trump, as former president, in the election interference case, should go to a lower court hearing it first or go right to the U.S. Supreme Court. This scumbag, Jack Smith, his special counsel, wanted the Supreme Court to hear Donald Trump's bid to have his election interference case dismissed because of presidential immunity without allowing it to go to the D.C. District Court. Jack Smith wanted to skip over the appeals court, go right to the Supreme Court, because he wants to get Donald Trump on trial and convicted before the election. And the Supreme Court, the district judge declined to dismiss Trump's case, said the presidency does not confer a lifelong get-out-of-jail-free pass. Then Trump appealed her decision to the D.C. court. They said the justices Wednesday they should reject Smith's request, which they alleged had a partisan motivation and not rush to decide the issues with reckless abandon. Well, the court's ordinary review procedures will allow the D.C. Circuit to address the appeal in the first instance, granting the court the benefit of an appellate court's prior consideration of these historic topics, performing the traditional winnowing function this court has long preferred. Oral arguments are now scheduled for January 9th, coming up next month, and the Supreme Court says, screw you, Jack Smith, you can't pull a fast one like that. And I hope to God they're about to rule on the Colorado course. But first of all, let's get to Alan Dershowitz, speaking of Colorado. They're all liberal, all Democrats. All 7 members of their Supreme Court in Colorado are all Democrats, and they voted 4-3 to keep Trump off the ballot. Well, Alan Dershowitz is going to explain why this is extremely flawed. Should we do that right after we come back? Alan Dershowitz will talk about that.
You can do it right here if you want.
Also, I'm not sure how long it is. I should have asked you beforehand.
Oh, you're good. We're fine.
Okay, excellent. I hear music. I thought I didn't know whether that was a warning for me. Anyway, the decision called the decision completely flawed about the Colorado case. And here's Alan Dershowitz explaining why there's no power for the state court to do this.
The Colorado court said is that he committed insurrection, which they say under the 14th Amendment disqualifies him. But the problem is, because they haven't read the full 14th Amendment, Section 5 is as clear as anything could be. The Congress shall have the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. It's up to Congress to enforce it, and they haven't done it. There is no power in a state court to enforce this. Colorado or California or anywhere else. And the Supreme Court, I believe, will come down very hard on Section 5 of the 14th Amendment. Look, think about it logically. The writers of the 14th Amendment were radical Lincoln Republicans in favor of Reconstruction. Do you think they would turn the issue over to Alabama and Mississippi to decide who can run for president? That's the last thing they would have done. They wanted to centralize power, obviously, in the Congress, not in the Confederate States.
These Democrats are traitors. They are willing to completely shred the Constitution to go after one man they're afraid of because they know he's going to win. This is despicable. Despicable. 347, Kimmer, Pete, and Flower.
What's up with trashing Mississippi? You did it yesterday twice.
Nobody's
now doing
trashing.
It today. What's this?
They've come a long way, baby. Let's be nice. Everything's fine. We're all in this together.
Farther than anyone.
347. Yes, they're wonderful people and Mississippians in every way. There's going to applaud them in a minute. Right. Yep.
It's now days before Christmas and you're shopping for others, but there's no need to stress because they're Solomon Brothers. Whether for mom or dad, your husband or wife, you'll find the right gift for the love of your life. Now let me tell you why it's worth the drive. We have 1-carat total weight diamond set earrings for just $9.95. Necklaces, rings, watches, and more, all waiting for you. Just visit a store. And what else will you see when you do arrive? A 3-carat tennis bracelet for $29.95. There's no gift like jewelry at just the right price. So shop Solomon Brothers and you'll find something nice. But time's running out, so come see us today and celebrate this season the Solomon way. This holiday season, find the perfect gift for that special someone on your list at Solomon Brothers. So visit us today on Peachtree Road in Buckhead and on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Job seekers, stop the endless job hunt. The Blue Collar Recruiter is your key to the career you deserve. Are you a skilled worker seeking the right opportunity? Look no further. We connect you with employers who appreciate your dedication and expertise. Technicians, electricians, plumbers, welders, and more. We've got it all, and opportunities are just waiting for you. So skip the frustration and let us guide you to your next job. Call the Blue Collar Recruiter, 678-916-6145, or visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com.
Looking for the perfect gift for everyone on your Christmas list?
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Atlanta stores, and I invite you to do your Christmas shopping at New Balance Atlanta. Everyone needs new shoes this time of year, and they'll want stylish shoes that fit perfectly. At New Balance Atlanta, you'll find the largest selection and inventory for a specialty shoe store and every size from extra wide to extra narrow. Shop the New Balance Atlanta stores this holiday season.
Hi, this is Atlanta personal injury attorney Ronnie Mabra of Mabra Law. Not every team plays fairly or even by the same set of rules. When you've been injured in a car wreck, the legal team you choose now can have a long-lasting implication on your case. At Mabra Law, we fight to win. We built a team with the skill, the smarts, and the win record that you can trust. We fight, you win, Mabra Law.
To schedule an appointment or learn more, visit MabraLaw.com, M-A-B-R-A law.com.
MyPillow is always looking for ways to solve everyday problems. For instance, your towels. You go into stores, towels feel soft at the touch at first. Then you go home, use them, and you find they're not really absorbent at all. That's why MyPillow now has My Towels. They actually work. They're soft and absorbent. Now MyPillow is excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels for you to try. What makes these towels great is they're now made with 100% long staple Sherper cotton. This comb ring spun cotton is what make these towels absorbent and softer than ever. Right now, you can get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. With promo code BECK, you can get the designer premium line for $20 more. No matter what set you decide on, that's 50% savings. Find this offer, just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special square. Check out the new My Towels 6-piece towel set and get 50% off in savings. Again, enter the promo code BECK or call 800-966-3117.
Stream the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, along with Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, Jesse Kelly, and our entire lineup of conservative voices on the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Download it now for Apple or Android.
Dum, dum, dum. Dum, 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 dum. I love the bass. Yeah, baby. Speaking of the bass, love that bass. Our birthday list includes Megan Trainor, 30 years old. She's one who said, love that bass, right? Got to have that bass or something? Anyway, it's just a little Michael Jackson action here. It's got his total hip-hop action here. 2009 on this day, the FBI released 333 pages of documents compiled about Michael Jackson between 1992 and 2005. The files revealed they made several investigations into death threats against Michael Jackson made by obsessed fans, alleged inappropriate involvement between Jackson and an underage male, as well as fears that he may have become the target for terrorists. Well, there you are. And let's see our history list today. 1984, 4 thugs on a subway train pick on the wrong guy on the wrong day. They show screwdrivers or weapons or something to rob Bernard Getz, so he shoots the 4 black guys, and he became the subway vigilante. And what a story, the symbol of New Yorkers' frustration with the Democrats' legacy of crime, and bringing it into 2024 ahead of us today. And Bernard Getz, he was convicted of having a weapon and went to prison for that, but he was not convicted of attempted murder or assault or whatever, as I remember. I could be wrong, but I think that's correct. 352. Holy cow, I can't believe it's almost over the thing here. I'll just do a quick newsy thing here. We're going to hear from a Tennessee congressman about honey traps here, too. The prosecutor who shielded Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, has testified 79 different times that she was not authorized to give her up her answers under oath. This is that former assistant Delaware U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf. You dirty, stinking, lying, cheat, perjuring traitor. She refused to answer questions during a House Judiciary Committee deposition. 79 times she said, well, I'm not authorized to have a congressional testimony. I can't talk. Line-level personnel relating to an ongoing investigation with charges pending, and the department generally does not authorize congressional testimony. The GOP has been arguing for a long time, obstructing the inquiry into Hunter in the first place. She tipped off Hunter's lawyers to investigate steps and forbade any inquiries into Joe Biden, even when communications had his name in them. And all the whistleblowers said, wait a minute, now he's involved in this. She served on the squad of prosecutors signing off on that deal, which let Hunter off on all the major ones. She reached out to Hunter's defense team and told him that there's a storage area in Northern Virginia, which they did not know about, which had records of all his business stuff. And so clearly that was the end of that ball game. They got it out of there before it could be investigated. She tipped him off. She refused to let them search a guest house where Hunter used to stay on Biden's Delaware plant home. And she said, well, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. She also said, no, you're not going to talk about the big guy, and nobody's going to ask about the big guy. She didn't want no questions about the big guy. He's not involved in this line of criminality. She covered it up. And then under oath, 79 times she said, I can't talk about it. That's like the FBI director, a federal Gestapo investigation. Christopher the Cossack Ray. He keeps saying, I can't talk investigation. He's a liar. He's a perjurer. And he won't admit to the facts of it. He's a covering up man. He's a freaking traitor to his country as far as I'm concerned. He let that on. By the way, one more thing to get off my chest. Remember when they asked him, how come you didn't tell anybody when the issue came out about Hunter Biden's laptop? And we all know, it turns out that we know it was real. And the question was, how come you didn't tell anybody it was real? You could have set aside the whole thing. He said, well, we really don't like to get involved during political campaigns. My God, that's the time when you should be telling the truth. So people know what to do based on the truth instead of hiding it, you dirty, stinking scoundrel. God, I hate these people. I hate them. They're deliberately trying to ruin our country. 3:55. Okay, sorry. Wow, it's Christmas, so I should just settle down.
I know.
But I know. But now, all right. And by the way, you know what? I was going to. What the hell? 2:30? Was it 53? 7:30? All right. I'll tell you what. Coming up, I'm going to. We're going to talk about Dukes of Hazzard star John Schneider and the reaction after what the Democrats have been just screaming about taking people's lives and hurting them and so forth for years. We'll get to that in a second. Also, Vin Diesel has now been accused by his former assistant of some very disgusting and disturbing sexual things here during one of the what they call the Fast Five films.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. There you go. But first,
close.
But no, it's so close. But first, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we want to bring you a Christmas treat here, Flounder. This is something we've done every year for years and years and years on the old Kimmer radio program. And I don't even remember, Pete, do you remember the first year we started doing this? I have no idea. Got to go back.
I have no idea what you're doing. So
years.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's a special Christmas tribute from a fellow with a kind of a redneck personality. We like to call it the Redneck Christmas here with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3.
It was a night before Christmas, and all through the trailer, my cousins was snoring like 6 drunken sailors. The children were nestled all snug in their beds with the home shopping network stuck in their heads. The ashtrays were full and the beer bottles strewn. Looked like no one would stir, at least until noon. And so I surmised that with a little good luck, the missus and I could sneak in a good nap. I'm not sure. I'm having trouble with that line.
Sleep,
I was hoping
nap,
you could help me with that one.
Rest, a nice rest.
So I and my wife beater and she and her teddy broke out the handcuffs and got the whips ready. I just put fresh batteries in all the adult toys when out in the street I heard a hellacious noise. I leapt to the window and ripped down the sheet and gazed in wide wonder at the scene in the street. The full moon was casting a silvery light on a heartwarming trailer park holiday site. A stretch Hummer limo with 8 hookers in back and their fat bearded pimp with a red velvet pack. He was dressed in Armani with a lizard skin belt, a rock on each finger, and a chinchilla pelt. His pearl-handled Beretta was engraved to St. Nick, and it was tucked in his trousers right next to his wallet. I'm still working on that line,
Pocket
too.
watch, could be a lot of things, all right?
I can't get a good rhyme on that one.
That's all right, sir. Keep the flow, keep the flow.
Those gold teeth glittered as the crowd gathered round, and he unfurled a list that reached to the ground. He gave food stamps and vouchers and government cheese to the Hondurans, the Haitians, and the Vietnamese. iPods and Game Boys and stereo equipment all recently hijacked from a big Walmart shipment. And then to his chariot the portly elf sprang, and to the grateful he yelled, "Ain't nothing but a thing." To his curvaceous minions he called, "On Candy, on Brandy, on Maya and Star, on Cinnamon and LaQuisha, get your ass in the car." And I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, to bar skanks and bikers and paid hookers alike, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Yes, my friends. And we're going to play that again for you near the end of the program today, just for kicks. And later on, we'll tell you about some of the new dangerous toys off the market, including the Too Big for My Windpipe jigsaw puzzle and Mattel's new exploding fanny rocket. Now, that doesn't sound like an idea that I could be in favor of. Anyways, almost 4 o'clock with the Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. Merry Christmas. Look out. Here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Planes, trains, and automobiles by the boatload. I'm Tom Rigotti, Fox News. Millions of Americans are hitting the road and the skies ahead of the holiday weekend. Today is expected to be the busiest at the airport, tomorrow on the roads. Fox Business Network's Kelly Sabiri is in Chicago.
103.6 million people will be hitting the roads over the course of the holiday travel period, taking the journey of over 50 miles. That's according to AAA. They're also telling us that if you're going to make a trip like that to go visit friends and family for Christmas this weekend, the best time to leave would be before 10 a.m. tomorrow. Something else that we're learning, 7 million people will be taking to the skies to get to their destinations, and another 4 million will either be using a bus, train, or a cruise to celebrate.
The United Nations votes to pass an aid resolution for Gaza. Fox's Greg Palcott has the latest from Tel Aviv.
The vote went 13-0, but there were 2 abstentions, one from the U.S. and one from Russia. The U.S. had been working on reworking the language for the past week or so on this resolution. First, dealing with the humanitarian pause. The initial wording had a direct demand that a ceasefire would take place. The U.S. came up with some compromise language, resolution saying that the conditions should be created for the cessation of hostilities. Also, regarding the humanitarian aid, there's been a bit of a sticking point on that. The UN just flatly saying all humanitarian aid should go in, controlled by the UN, by all means.
Supreme Court justices say bah humbug to a request from special counsel Jack Smith. The High Court has decided it won't immediately rule on whether former President Donald Trump could be prosecuted for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The issue over immunity on the part of the ex-president will now be decided by a lower appeals court. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-887-1010. That's 800-887-1010.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
You can tell Janet Jackson songs by the beat. You can tell Michael Jackson songs by the beats. They have that skipping drum beat there, that snare drum. Oh, there's a little Janet Jackson. Dun, dun, dun.
Sitting in the movie show, thinking there's
was on this day in 2005. Janet Jackson was the most searched name according to Google. Janet Jackson topped the list of searches with people looking for pictures of her infamous wardrobe malfunction at the 2004 Super Bowl, which had just been a little while before, when she exposed her right breast there, the so-called wardrobe malfunction. Well, that was a stupid thing from the beginning. I mean, why would they think that was even? I don't know.
To this day, I have a question about that. Why did that ruin radio? Everybody says that it killed radio.
The government.
Because the
government's inefficient and stupid.
Yeah.
They didn't crack down on TV. They cracked down on radio because they could. TV was too powerful.
That makes zero sense.
Yeah. Well,
it was 100% visual.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I never understood the point. I mean, why would they even think? Why would someone even think about, hey, I got an idea. Let's have a flap on her boobie and then pull it open during the broadcast. I mean, hey, great idea. God, why didn't I think of that? I mean, really, where in someone's imagination did that come?
Think about it. That was kind of the beginning of Madison Avenue and Hollywood trying to warp everybody, to destroy the family unit, destroy the country, just to warp every young person's mind. And that was so small and innocent back then. But now you look at what's going on with the kid programs, doing trans kids and gay dads, watching them dance and stuff like. Everything is geared to the destruction of the American nuclear family and the destruction of the country, and to groom young children. Everything in American popular culture, I say 90% is evil, just flat out evil now.
And it's spreading because of the cell phone. It's the instant communication that links everybody together.
And I tell you what, you look around the world, people mad at us. I'd be mad at us too if that's what we're exporting around the world. If that's our culture we're spreading around, I wouldn't want any part of it either.
Yeah. 405 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We're doing happy stuff here. We're kind of having our this it doesn't really sound like it now, but I promise you later on. we don't have any happiness now. There is some coming. It's right over here somewhere. In fact, I was looking for it just a moment ago. In fact, our happy birthday list. Let's do a happy birthday. Ralph Fiennes, the actor, very good actor, 61 years old today. What?
No,
like
Rafe.
Rafe?
Rafe.
I was pronounced Rafe Fiennes.
Yeah, Rafe.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I think you're actually right. And on this day in history, 2001, a little more than 3 months after 9/11, Richard Reed tries to blow up his shoes on an American Airlines flight from Paris to Miami. Stewardesses and passengers stop him. He is now serving multiple life sentences, Richard Reed, in the federal prison system. He probably never I hope he's never getting out. Let's see, 406 for the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. More Christmas stuff to come up here. In fact, we'll do something very shortly here that I do every year, and I hope you'll enjoy it as a kind of a tribute to loving couples. Yes.
If you're doing birthdays, we forgot a birthday recently, December 9th, 1861, William Durant was born. You know who William Durant was?
William Durant, the name Durant was the guy who founded General Motors.
Yeah, he co-founded General Motors and Chevrolet. He also founded Frigidaire, which made him the first refrigerator magnate.
Oh God! You're going to keep doing this, aren't you? You're going to. Is this like a portents for the new year, or my God?
Refrigerator magnate.
Oh, refrigerator magnate. 407. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, by the way, we got a bunch of love type stories here too. In fact, let's do that now. I was going to do the timber shed. I don't feel like doing that right now. And the thing with the thing. Okay, this is rather bizarre. The last couple of days, for some reason, recently, there's been one story after another, and all over social media. Maybe you've seen the videos of women in their 20s and 30s who are suddenly discovering that although they are screaming liberals, they are the typical, young white woman American liberal of today, and they've suddenly decided that they kind of really like the old-fashioned guys all of a sudden. I mean, and you've heard that we talked about this before, where one very popular social media woman wrote on. She said, "My God, I love their values and I love the way they treat me, but I hate what they stand for." And so they don't know what to do. But as now it's at the point where I saw a woman last night all over social media, and she was saying she's like 30, and she was saying, "Man, I went out in the state with this guy." And it was amazing. She said, "Now I'm a complete liberal, and I felt my feminism leaving me on this date with this guy." And because she's a feminist and she's but she says, "I felt my feminist nature leaving me because this guy was so great." In fact, one example she gave was, he not only took care of everything and he, got the waitress and he got the stuff and he, all this kind of stuff. But then he said, I'm going to hit the head. Here's my credit card. Order us some stuff, and I'll be back in a minute. And she said, "Oh my God." I mean, it was just, she's never had anybody who was just, who took over like a gentleman, like a man, like someone in authority who was willing to give her his credit card. And she said,
"Wait a minute."
No, she said,
What idiot? What idiot gives a woman he just met his credit card?
Well, now, see, there you are. She was flabbergasted. That was exactly her reaction. She said, "Oh, my God." And she said, it's really amazing. A guy wanted to take care of her. A guy wanted to show her that he's in charge and he's there and everything's fine and don't worry about anything. And she said, "Oh, my God, it was fantastic. It was unbelievable." She felt her feminism leaving her. And there's a story today going around all over the place about Gen Z and millennial women are waking up to the lies that feminists have been telling them for years. A woman named Melissa wrote an essay representing the basic average 30-year-old something woman in America today. She says, "I'm 38 and single, and I feel betrayed unbelievably by feminism. Culture has failed women by spreading falsehood after falsehood about men, about marriage, about motherhood and career. A slow daily drip of 'you go, girl,' designed to delete men and babies from life's equation, wreaking havoc on women's lives." She said, "I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. I've been betrayed by that. I want to go back to some of those teachers and those coaches and say, what the hell did you mean by we can do? What are you talking about? We can't do it all. That's a lie." It's made worse by the fact that she's been slammed with hateful comments from men saying she's being selfish and she's a product of her choices, which is kind of silly. Well, now this psychologist saying the truth is this liberated path women have been groomed to travel has a domino effect. If the goal is not marriage and a family, then what is the goal? To be satisfied being single forever because at least you have a paycheck and no one to answer to? As she said, "I don't want to wake up at 60 one day and say, oh, well, golly, at least I had a lot of fun." The problem with the narrative women have been fed is that it deleted the old way of life, but it didn't replace it with something new. It left out the details of how women are supposed to live their lives instead. And more and more women, it's all over social media, waking up saying, holy moly, what the heck is going on? And I bring you one quick love story and then a little piece of advice for a guy who wonders whether his wife is being bad and also whether it's a good idea to be a mistress this time of year. But first of all, just a little tease here from my girl Tay-Tay. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are looking ahead. They've been dating a few months, at least publicly, but they've already, quote, apparently have had plenty of really deep conversations about their future together. Taylor just turned 34, and Travis Kelce's 34, the football star. And they're trying to, this is what friends are saying is the inside truth. They're trying to focus on making as much time for each other as possible in their incredible busy schedules. When they can't physically be together, they are constantly texting, calling, and FaceTiming. Taylor's relationship with Travis is like nothing she's ever experienced. They got serious fairly quickly. She was proud to show off their relationship from the jump. Their romance is off the charts, according to The Insider. The Christmas Tree Farm singer feels so different about this relationship compared to her previous ones. Travis and Taylor have been taking things day by day because his schedule is dependent on the season, but the plan is always to see each other as much as they can. And Swiss friends are giving their seal of approval, believe the pair's romance is the real deal. Cool. By the way, she's going to his next couple of games on both the Christmas and New Year's holiday, and she's going to be. They'll be at the Bengals game, and then she'll be there, and everybody's having fun. So I'm thrilled. I think this is. I'm so happy just for the love of it. I'm thrilled for her. I really am.
I heard her Christmas song the other night. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I love her talent. I do.
For the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Sometime within the last month or so, I had lunch with a media expert whose specialty now is consulting newspapers. Name withheld. But we both expressed surprise that the Atlanta Journal-Constitution was still offering printed copies 7 days a week. We expect that will stop as soon as the 2024 elections are over, if not sooner. So I noticed this morning that there is now another person, name withheld, writing regular columns for the Atlanta Constitution. This person, name withheld, was a fixture in Atlanta political reporting, and he doesn't like me one little bit. In fact, soon after I started at WSB Radio in the early 90s, this person, name withheld, would visit the management of WSB Radio and insist that I be fired because I was bad for the radio station, bad for the company, and bad for Atlanta. Later on, I caught him fudging a bit, if you will, in reporting on a Clinton State of the Union address by eliminating a large section of the applause after Bill Clinton said, "Some of you think I raised taxes too much." In other words, name withheld really lacks credibility, at least in my eyes. Another incident comes to mind at a very busy restaurant over on Northside Drive, sitting there enjoying a meal with my friends, and heard somebody bellowing at the hostess trying to get a seat without a reservation. "Don't you know who I am?" And once again, name withheld. Look, I'm trying to be nice here, but his presence on the pages of the AJC tell a story. But then people could say the same thing about my presence on radio stations. So there you go. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
A warm embrace on a cold winter's night. The smell of cinnamon and apple cider. The flickering dance of candles in a window. And hands, young and old, joined around the table. There's nothing like being there in person for the holidays. And your Mercedes-Benz Connection RBM of Atlanta wants to get you there safely, in comfort, and in style. Come in now during the Holiday Love Celebration for great offers on the Mercedes-Benz vehicles you've always wanted. Get an exceptional offer on a 2023 C300 sedan for only $549 per month for 36 months with $44.93 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through January 2nd, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Jim Niarchos here with exciting news. The All Four Seasons Home Show returns to Atlanta Radio this Saturday morning at 9, bringing you advice and tips from some of Georgia's top business owners. Join Dan Watkins and myself when we will be helping you make smarter purchases, save money, and keep from getting ripped off. That's the All Four Seasons Home Show every Saturday morning at 9, right here on Extra 106.3.
Step into the great outdoors with Realtree, Georgia's very own outdoor company. Hi, I'm Bill Jordan, and I'm here to tell you about the incredible experiences that await you and your loved ones. At Realtree, we've dedicated ourselves to creating quality products and experiences that enhance your outdoor lifestyle. Whether you're an experienced hunter or a novice angler, Realtree has everything you need to make your outdoor adventures a success. Visit Realtree.com to discover a world of possibilities. Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors.
There we go. One of their big hits here. Even I knew that. With a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 419. Now they're talking, they're singing in the background, but you can't hear them under the music. They're not singing right now. Well, they were a minute ago. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now we can hear it. 2002, former Clash singer and guitar Joe Strummer died of a suspected heart attack. He was only 50, 2002. Clash had the 79 hit London Calling, the 82 single hit Rock the Casbah, the 91 single Should I Stay or Should I Go? I remember that one. Should I Stay or Should I Go? First released in 82. And other top singles, the Clash's London Calling album was voted best album of the 1980s by Rolling Stone magazine. Oh, there you go. You play a little Clash here if you want to, Flounder.
This is the song you're thinking of.
Yeah. Now, why would I even know anything about Clash? That's a bizarre musical thing. Well, I'll get to it in a second. Anyway, 420 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list includes Jordan Sparks. I do a musical list here, 34 years old today. And on this day in history, a German physicist named Wilhelm Röntgen made the first X-ray. It was of his wife's hand, and ever since then, the measurement of X-rays has been known as the Wilhelms. Incredible story there, 1895. I could have gotten that backwards, possibly. What I mispronounced that? It's Röntgen. That's what they call it. Units of Röntgens, I think, is the measurement number. Anyway,
radiation or something.
It's radio with the thing here. 421, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Coming up, more about the girly stuff going on here. But I realize, we've kind of been goofing around. We're doing some newsy stuff and things going on. Let's, Flounder, let's bring a little class to the program today. We don't normally, I rant and rave, and I'm just totally uncouth. I'm sometimes just like I'm raised in a barn, and they chastise me all the time. So with Pete's okay as the official producer and Flounder, let's bring a little class to the organization in time for Christmas. A Christmas poem, a Christmas story, in a way that I think makes us all feel better about striving to be the best we can be. Ladies and gentlemen, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then, one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight. Then, how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Yes, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, in I think a way that makes us all feel a little better about bringing class to the outfit, huh? What do you think? But did we ever hear back from that nice lady on the birthday thing?
I have not. I suggest you just give her a nice shout out.
Okay. Was that on, where did you send it?
I texted it. It's in our text chain.
Okay. Texting chain with Pete and Flan. Was it with the two of you? Or
yes.
All right. And now I shall try to find it. Sorry, I promise we'll get them right here in just a second.
Efforting.
Here it is. Here. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. This is a very nice note, and I offered to try to do something even more than this, but I'm going to pass this along. We are not going to be on the radio on the 28th of December because we'll be off next week. So here's a request from a lady named Sabrina. In fact, I may need my goggles here. For a lady named Sabrina, she says, "Good morning. My husband, Matt, and I have listened to your show since the early 90s. He has a birthday coming up on the 28th of December. He's a fellow veteran of the greatest fraternity on earth, the USMC, Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. I'm sorry, United States Marine Corps. And the love of my life for 30 years and counting, as well as a top-notch dad to our two beautiful daughters. I know you will be visiting family and off to celebrate Christmas, but if you could work in a birthday wish to Matt Kiesler on December 28th, that would be great. Thank you so much, and so glad we can still listen to your show. Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year to you, Pete and Flounder. Sincerely, from Sabrina." What a sweet thing. Now, if I'll try to save that. Well, I don't have a phone number. I tried to. Flounder responded to her, and I said, if you have a phone number, I'll call him. Wish him a happy birthday and do it on the radio or privately, whatever you want. I'd be happy to call him. And if I had a phone number, I would call him on the 28th from Colorado. But I don't have a phone number. So anyway, I hope, Sabrina, you get the message, or that he does, and that's very sweet. And we like sweet things, and so I'm happy for you, and I think he ought to be thrilled too. So very nice. 404. So what's the matter? I'm being silly.
Nothing.
Oh, good.
You're being a wonderful human being.
Well, that'll be the first time. 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. Speaking of chicks, man, and love life and stuff like that, this is another thing going on here today. Tell me what you think about this. Dear Abby, I'm a 42-year-old male, married for 19 years with my 3 teenage children. My wife recently decided to return to work, staying home with the kids, full-time mom. She's an elementary school teacher, has a male co-worker. For 6 months, his co-worker's been texting her constantly, sometimes every day for weeks. Along with work-related texts, he asked for advice regarding his recent breakup with a longtime girlfriend. He has also been sending random texts late at night asking how she's doing and checking in. 2 weeks into summer break, he messaged her asking her how her summer was and telling her what's going on in his life. I've confronted her about the borderline inappropriate text that he sends, and she assures me nothing is going on between them. She says she's handling it by not responding to his texts, but will not tell him to stop texting her. I've never met the guy, but I feel I need to have a conversation with him explaining my concerns. Emotional affairs are real, especially in a workplace. Even though I trust her, I don't trust him, and I feel disrespected. I understand they work together and need to communicate, but this feels wrong. Any advice would be appreciated. Signed, Excessive in Michigan. Dear Excessive, she's cheating on you. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was I'm sorry. I broke in there prematurely. That was wrong. No. Here's Abby's, Janine Phillips here. Dear Excessive, I urge you to forget about confronting your wife's coworker. Try this instead. Tell your wife you want to meet and get to know this coworker and suggest the 3 of you, or 4 if he would like to bring a date, meet for a casual lunch or dinner. If you do, it'll give you insight into what's going on. He may be quite a bit younger, trying to be friendly and asking for dating advice because he thinks of her as a mentor. I do not think this has anything to do with respect or lack of respect for you. Oh, really? It has everything to do with lack of respect for you.
That's bull. She's showing total lack of disrespect to her husband.
No question about it. And by the way, when you get sometimes when you get some hot babe gets into a workplace and all of a sudden guys are just fighting over each other, trying to take her to lunch and everything, and then her head gets turned, and that's the ball game. So I think you need to. I don't think you should be letting this go at all. And in fact, that's a great idea. Say, hey, let's invite him over here for a drink with this girl and get a date or meet him for lunch or something with her. Or show up at her school. I'm telling you, this stinks, man. This definitely stinks. Anyway, sorry. Once they turn their head, man.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas. And now, why Christmas is the most miserable time to be a mistress. Now, where'd you find this story? Pete Davis with like a 9-page story of a woman who's some guy's mistress for 7 years. Well, the funny part is, I had no idea about it. I don't follow this kind of stuff. But this is a woman who's now come forward to describe her 7-year-long affair with Gordon Ramsay. And 10 days before Christmas in 2007, she describes that particular Christmas. She was embracing Gordon Ramsay, and as he's still married, by the way. He was married then, and he's still married to the same girl, and this was in 2007. So she's staying with him, even though their affair was outed on the News of the World or Weekly World Daily or one of those things. And in fact, I'll get it if I can find it here somewhere. Anyway, whatever. She met him in 2001, Gordon Ramsay, and they started having an affair. And he never asked me what I was doing at Christmas time. I never told him how awful it was to be alone without him. And then he'd phone afterwards, and she'd go back to her bright, cheery persona because she wanted to be, he wanted to keep it up as a girlfriend. While she was seeing Gordon, I was struggling with being the other woman. I decided to start a support group called Mistresses Anonymous. I ran it for a decade. Eventually, she created and hosted a self-help reality TV series, and it was kind of a diversionary tactic because now this mistress says, it reminded me what an idiot I was, placing my heart and happiness in the hands of a married man. I found myself giving the other members giving other members the very advice I couldn't follow myself. Get out of that relationship. You deserve better than this. Support group's busiest day is Christmas Day, when she says, I'd be the wingman for mistresses who were in a desperate state. Come up again and again every time mistresses want their married man to be with them on Christmas Day. Women get in touch using ultimatums or piled on the pressure. The men had often been forced to sneak out to see them or make all those things up to them with an expensive gift, but it was never enough. It was as though I didn't exist. I wanted to be there. I wanted to wake up with them on Christmas Day. And it was not going to happen. Gordon Ramsay.
AC/DC has a song called Mistress for Christmas.
Is that what we're playing right now?
No,
we'll play it when we come back.
I love it. 4:31 with the Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. More good Christmas funny stuff coming up, too. Look out.
Election stands to be one of the biggest and most contested of our lifetime. And as the rhetoric ramps up, count on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station to bring you the latest election news and opinions from the local and national voices you trust.
And this judge is now afraid that Donald Trump is, calling for violence again. That's nonsense.
I stand behind Trump and his ability to be able to speak about what he is being charged with because they have every right to sit there and throw out these bogus accusations.
We're proud to carry the torch as Atlanta's only conservative voice. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, look out. 4:32. It's only me. It's only the Kipper. Saluting our buddies at Atlanta Safe House and atlantasafehouse.com. Go to the website. Check out what they have to offer for you because I'm telling you, if you haven't thought about getting a safe, I'm a good example of why you should. Didn't have my medical records when I retired down to Florida, and now I come back here, and I'm dealing with the VA to get some benefits of stuff, and if I don't have the proof, sorry, come back and, don't bother us till later. And it's, it's my own fault. They're just locking up your stuff, protecting your assets. And it's not just medical records, the marriage or divorce papers or your living will, things for your kids, things you want to save, all your special precious things, maybe your first corsage from your first prom or whatever, and especially guns guns and weapons and ammo and money and jewels. The gun safes, by the way, are always on sale, saving hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And the fun, I bought 2 gun safes from Atlanta Safe House, and when they deliver them, they only use off-duty police and firefighters and military to give them a chance for a little second income and also to show them what they appreciate the support for their community and their country. Atlanta Safe House, Jeff and Mark take care of business. This is a non-woke company. They're not going to be giving out your safe's master reset code. In fact, if you have a Liberty safe, they'll take that and change it for you to give your customer the master reset code because Liberty was giving them out and they shouldn't have. And Atlanta Safe House says, no, we don't do that kind of stuff. But it's not jewelry safes, business safes, high security safes. How about a vault door? And I'm not making this up. Go to atlantasafehouse.com and browse through to see how they can also make you a family storm shelter. These guys go way above and beyond. And the pistol safes, they've got it all. Check them out. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Merry Christmas. They're waiting for you right now. They have a showroom in Ackworth, atlantasafehouse.com.
When you own a business, you know where you're going. But there's always one question on your mind. How do I get there? With Piedmont Bank as your banking partner, your business has the support and financial expertise to bring you clear answers to that question. Because the heart of Piedmont Bank is built on professional insight, experience, and personalized financial solutions. So let's start a conversation and get you to wherever there is for you. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Rhino here for my elves over at True Prep. Don't give a tie or socks or even that thoughtless gift card from a big box store. No, show you put some care and thought into their gift by giving them a gift from one of the most unique stores in Atlanta, True Prep. And as an added bonus, for every $50 value spent on a gift card, True Prep will give you a bonus card with a $5 added bonus. Stop by in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. So put a little love in your heart this holiday season at Subaru of Gwinnett. You're going to love the full line of new Subarus in stock now. From the Outback and Forester to the Legacy, Crosstrek, and BRZ. Each Subaru built to superior safety standards to protect your loved ones. You know, it's a fact. Subaru owners show a lot of love, especially to the environment and those in need. So right now, during the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities with any new Subaru lease or purchase. Visit Subaru of Gwinnett for complete details and log on to SubaruofGwinnett.com for amazing lease and financing offers on all new Subaru models. This holiday season, drive a Subaru and share the love, and Subaru will pay it forward with a $250 donation to your choice of 5 charities. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard, Duluth. Subaru will donate $250 to purchaser or lessee selected national and hometown charities. Log on to Subaru.com/share or call 678-475-3500 for details.
You've been listening to Ray Giudice for years. He's a smart guy. You know he knows DUI and criminal law. He's been in practice for over 30 years. But did you know Ray knows some of the best legal minds in the business? From labor contracts to real estate to divorce. Ray can help you through it all. He can put together the legal team you need. He's the guy you call when you've got legal questions. So call him at 404-964-4185. Ray Giudice. 404-964-4185.
Hey, Georgia residents, Buck Ballou here to tell you about the best kept secret when it comes to health insurance, Sonder Health Plans. These local heroes are on a mission to save you money right here in the great state of Georgia. Not just a Medicare company, they are local Georgians caring for Georgians. Your doctors, your neighbors, and your friends. $0 copay on all primary care visits. Sonder plans include transportation, grocery benefits, and even exercise classes. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com or call 888-428-4440.
For the latest coverage of Israel at war, keep it right here on Extra 106.3 for Fox News updates at the top of every hour and the conservative voices you trust bringing you the latest.
We'll give them up if you stop the bombing. No. We're going to continue the bombing until you give them up.
To negotiate in any shape, form, or fashion would show vulnerability.
They're negotiating from fear.
And stream our coverage anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
On this day in 1987, Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue was dead on arrival in an ambulance when his heart stopped beating for 2 minutes. Nikki Sixx was given 2 shots of adrenaline in his chest, and it revived him, but his fellow band members were told he was dead before he came back to life. And is he still around? I guess he's still around. Huh? That's got to be a hell of I wonder if he had to, if he saw the tunnel or the light or anything of that stuff. Or the black ghost with the fire in their eyes, whatever, which way he's going. That'd be the bad thing. Wouldn't that be horrible? Although maybe that's the way to get your stuff in order. I mean, if you had one of those blackout things where you say, you're actually dead for a minute and then you come back and all of a sudden you see what's like the devil's horns and stuff going, and you say, okay, I'm starting to go to church now. I mean, that would definitely screw you, because that would tell you that it's real. And again, they say the devil's greatest trick is convincing people he's not real. No, I don't even want to talk about it. Our birthday list today includes the hideous Diane Sawyer, 78 years old today. She's so smarmy. She used to be, wasn't she a Nixon speechwriter? And then she got all smarmy and liberal, and she wasn't she the one who tried to get the girl to kiss her rapist? There was a guy in prison for like 20 years because the girl said he raped her. Or maybe it wasn't 20 years. It was several years in prison. And the girl said he raped her, and then she realized she was wrong. And so Diane Sawyer was interviewing the guy, and they were together on the set, and the girl and Diane Sawyer tried to get her to give him a hug or something like that, some horrible thing, if I remember correctly.
You sure you're not thinking about Deborah Norville?
Could have been Deborah Norville. They're both blonde, big. I don't know. No, I might have been Deborah Norville. Well, Deborah Norville's huge. I mean, she's beautiful. She's built. She's beautiful, but she's like 5'10" and 160. But she's really built. I mean, she's muscular. I worked with her. I did covered a couple stories with her on TV in Chicago when I was doing ABC television news up there, and she was up there doing stuff, and I did a couple stories for this. She's a beautiful girl, smart, very assertive, aggressive, tough chick, and gorgeous, a knockout. And remember, who was Harmon Wages was her boyfriend and I remember the many stories of their. Well, no sense in talking about it.
Don't remind her of that.
No sense in. On this day in history, in 1952, automotive engineers finished the production-ready prototype of the first Chevy Corvette in 1952. This day, they shipped it to New York for its debut at the GM Motorama show at the Waldorf Astoria. Gee, I was at the Waldorf Astoria the time when I was at the Hope Cotillion. With a blind date, black tie. Well, I was wearing white, black tie at the Waldorf Astoria for the Hope Cotillion. And I had a blind date, and she hated me. And I wasn't bad looking. I was in college. I was like 19 or something. Anyway, whatever. That was the Hope Waldorf Astoria, and the waiter came to me. For some reason, I was kind of in charge, and when the bill came, it's like 10 of us at the freaking table, and the waiter came to me, and we all chipped in for the thing, and the waiter came over to me and said, this is not enough gratuity. This is nowhere near enough gratuity. To me, why pick on me? But it looked like I was the leader of the freaking group or something, so I had to go tell him to shove it. I said, well, that's all we got. What, are you kidding me? I mean, I didn't know anything about, Waldorf Astoria waiters. They probably make $200,000 a year. Anyway, did I do the Corvette thing? I did. I'll put that over here now. All righty.
Get that out of your system.
I got a little something out of my system. Well, chicks, man. I mean, God, I was nice to her and everything. I was a gentleman and everything. And, well, you didn't have long hair. Or whatever. It'd be something. 442. Let's see. I will do that later. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Founder, let's do this. I was going to tell you about Dukes of Hazzard star John Snyder, which I will. But first of all, let's do some goofing around. One of the famous Seinfeld episodes from many years ago with the guy who died not long ago, and he was his son is still a famous actor, and his name won't come out. As soon as you hear his voice. Oh God, I almost
Ben
had it.
Stiller is the
Ben
son.
Stiller, the Stiller family. And one of the famous episodes of one of the famous Seinfeld stories is about the celebration of the Christmas season, but it's not Christmas everywhere.
Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way. What happened to the doll? It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us. That must have been some kind of doll. She was.
Now, for the record, the Festivus celebration contains 4 main traditions: the Festivus pole, the Festivus dinner, the airing of grievances, and the feats of strength. The pole symbolizes the opposition to the commercialization of Christmas decorations, since it is a low-maintenance pole. When the dinner begins, each guest participates in the airing of grievances. Each guest tells their family and friends all the times they have disappointed them that year. If you have a lot of people at your Festivus celebration, this can take some time. After the airing of the grievances is the feats of strength. The head of the family tests their strength against someone of their choosing. Festivus is not over until someone has pinned the head of the family to the ground, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the rule of Festivus for the rest of us, for the Seinfeld family. 9:44 with a Kimmer, Pete, and the Flounder. And John Snyder is now denying that he called for President Biden to be publicly hanged. Well, he kind of did, but he's saying that's not what I meant. And by the way, there's all kinds of reaction to this. Plus, I almost hate to talk about Vin Diesel. I mean, I really care about Vin Diesel. I've seen a little bit of one of his Fast Fine movies. Why can't I even talk? Fast Fine movies? Am I having a stroke or something?
Fast and Furious.
Huh? Fast and Furious, yeah. Anyway, and he's accused of molesting a girl named Samantha Vincent. That's his sister. His sister's being sued. He's accused of molesting a girl named Asta Johnson, or Jonathan, I guess it's pronounced, on the set. We'll tell you about that, and it's a little creepy. But we got more Christmas stuff to come here, too, including a special Christmas gift, which kind of went awry, and 'twas the night before, involving our former president. And plus, Pete's got Christmas tradition. Let's do Christmas traditions with Pete Davis next. Shall we do that next?
Why not?
Why not? It's 4:45 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and we got so much more. Don't go anywhere right now.
Call me back, no Santa.
Neil Bortz is live every day on Extra 106.3. And if you missed the legend, you missed this.
And then giving back. Oh, that just gets on my last good nerve. So-and-so is such a wonderful person because they're giving back to the community. Oh, how sweet. Wait a minute. Giving back? If you earn something and give it away, is that giving it back? I thought that would just be called giving. Silly me.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
It's now days before Christmas and you're shopping for others, but there's no need to stress because they're Solomon Brothers. Whether for mom or dad, your husband or wife, you'll find the right gift for the love of your life. Now let me tell you why it's worth the drive. We have 1-carat total weight diamond set earrings for just $9.95. Necklaces, rings, watches, and more, all waiting for you. Just visit a store. And what else will you see when you do arrive? A 3-carat tennis bracelet for $29.95. There's no gift like jewelry at just the right price. So shop Solomon Brothers and you'll find something nice. But time's running out, so come see us today and celebrate this season the Solomon way. This holiday season, find the perfect gift for that special someone on your list at Solomon Brothers. So visit us today on Peachtree Road in Buckhead and on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
I feel like I need a megaphone. Attention, small business owners. Hey, it's Tug. How nervous are you about the roller coaster ride that we're on? Recession, inflation, high interest rates, and the most recent of issues, the banking crisis. If it wasn't tough enough already to get a small business loan from the mega banks, now it's going to be virtually impossible. That's why you want to reach out to my friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. The Frost family, they can say yes when the big banks say no. And now they're saying yes more than ever before. And they don't just work in Georgia, they work in all 50 states. So whether you want to buy a franchise or build a new building and you need $250,000 or more in financing fast, go to FirstLibertyGA.com. Fill out the simple form, and in minutes you'll know if you're a fit for their program. First Liberty Building and Loan have backed hundreds of Georgia businesses. They can be your secret weapon too. First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
Hi, this is Atlanta personal injury attorney Ronnie Mabra of Mabra Law. Not every team plays fairly or even by the same set of rules. When you've been injured in a car wreck, the legal team you choose now can have a long-lasting implication on your case. At Mabra Law, we fight to win. We built a team with the skill, the smarts, and the win record that you can trust. We fight, you win, Mabra Law.
To schedule an appointment or learn more, visit MabraLaw.com, M-A-B-R-A law.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's here with the legend herself, Rhonda Duffy. And Rhonda, how does Duffy save sellers so much money?
So home sellers, let me ask you, is it fair for you to pay the whole 6% commission if you find the buyer? Why fund the agent's retirement versus your own? With Duffy Realty, you can list and sell for less than 1%. Real estate made simple for millennials to the daughters of the revolution. Anyone can use Duffy Realty.
Okay, so when the market slows down, how are you helping your sellers on that front?
I want to ask, have you ever considered a lease purchase or a rental on your property? You know, this is like being a fisherman and casting a wider net on the other side of the boat that catches all the fish. And that is one of the many benefits and rights that we give Duffy sellers. Casting a wider net means that you're on the market for sale, lease purchase, and rental to see what opportunities are there.
Get the most out of your home sale with Duffy. DuffyRealtyATL.com.
DuffyRealtyATL.com. The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
There we go. Madonna. Madonna. 1984, Madonna started a 6-week run at number one with Like a Virgin. Her first U.S. number one, produced by Nile Rodgers, and family groups tried to ban it because it was sex without marriage. Yeah, sing me, Madonna. And remember when she did Daddy, I Want to Keep My Baby, or whatever the name of that song was, and everybody was horrified about Madonna, and they said, and oh my God, the message, she wants to have a baby. How could you be horrified a woman wants to have a baby? But they were so mad that Madonna was doing it as though, you know, I don't know. These people are stupid. 4:52 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday doesn't offend you, and Happy New Year, and all the, again, we're off next week. And by the way, you may not want to miss a couple of Christmas story specials are coming up tonight. Iron Mike Tyson hurts Santa real bad. That's on at 8 on CBS. And then on ABC, see my Christmas sauna with Stacey Abrams. So again, that's Stakey Big Fat Loser. That's those are not good. Anyway, although let's do this. Let's Pete Davis, a flounder with a little accompanying music, if you would, sir, at 4:52. Pete Davis, keeping us in the spirit of Christmas, not just in America, but by golly, traditions that could apply to a lot of different people. I think
around the world,
around the actual world.
You know, this isn't big nowadays, but when we were young, people used to talk about a lot at parties where they'd hang the mistletoe up.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Did you ever kiss someone under the mistletoe? Did anyone ever use that as an excuse for you?
You know, I remember it, but it was back. Honestly, it was back when I was either in prep school or maybe even junior high as kind of a joke like when kids would goof around, stuff like that. But as an adult, I don't even remember seeing mistletoe, honestly.
People are afraid of it. People are afraid nowadays to do something like that. Like, I got standing under the mistletoe because they think you're being a sexist or something.
Well, I'll tell you what, especially if you're with a wife or something and some guy's saying, "Oh, you're under the mistletoe, I get to kiss you," even if it's on the cheek, he's getting a fist in his mouth. I mean, sorry.
I used to wear some around on my belt. But
well, no, we've all tried that. That doesn't ever,
All right, here's where do you know where the tradition came from, though? Mistletoe.
Of the mistletoe? Probably in Germany. I'm guessing some kind of German thing.
Close. It's Scandinavian, and myth says that Frigga, the goddess of love, which is where we get Frigg from, by the way, traveled around the world asking everything from the earth, air, fire, and water not to hurt her son, Balder the Beautiful. But she forgot to ask the mistletoe, the parasitic plant that doesn't come from the four elements. You know, mistletoe grows on other trees. You can see it in the winter because it's like big puffs of green in the midst of the dead trees.
Berries and stuff. Yeah, really.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they have red berries on them.
I thought mistletoe had. Oh, well, maybe I guess I'm thinking of holly. I thought mistletoe had berries on it.
Well, just wait, because you'll find out.
I'm so sorry, yes.
The god of fire was jealous of Balder and had him slain with mistletoe. Some say Loki did it. Balder's mother's tears of mourning became the white berries of the plant, which she decreed would never again be used as a weapon, and she promised to kiss anyone who passed under the mistletoe. Old legend has it that if a girl has not been kissed under the mistletoe by year's end, she will not marry in the next year. One of the white berries should be removed from each kiss. When all the berries are gone, the mistletoe has lost its magical power.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's a negative magical power. If you don't get under it, you don't get, well, yeah, I guess. But it didn't say if you do get kissed, you're going to get married. It just said if you don't, you're not. It didn't say if you do, you will. So,
well, basically, it's a good predictor of who's ugly and who's not getting kissed,
well,
so you're not going to get married.
Well, some girls will and some girls won't, and some girls just can't tell, and some girls do and some girls don't, and some is just as well.
By the way, Bob has some tips for you.
Okay.
2 tips this Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Number 1, forget the past. You cannot change it.
I'm sorry, that's
Number
not going to work.
Number 2, forget the present. Because I didn't get you one.
Oh, hey, ho, hi-oh. 4:56 with a carabined flounder. Oh, hey.
Thank you.
Yes, a quick newsy thing, just because I kind of teased it before and I feel a little bad about it. John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard denies calling for President Joe crime family to be publicly hung. Should be hanged. He's deleted the post. It went viral. Here's what it said. Mr. President, I believe you are guilty of treason and should be publicly hung. Snyder, 63, was a message in a screenshot. Your son, too. Your response is, sincerely, John Schneider, he concluded. Well, the current president's message, Trump poses many threats to our country, the right to choose, civil rights, voting rights, America's standing in the world, but the greatest threat he poses is to our democracy. If we lose that, we lose everything. When contacted by the Post for comment, Schneider denied he called for an act of violence against the president. Seriously, folks, here's my final comment on this. I neither said nor implied any such thing. Despite headlines claiming otherwise, in my post, I absolutely did not call for an act of violence or threaten a U.S. president, as many other celebrities have done in the past. I suggest you reread my actual post and pay attention to the words before believing this nonsense. It's my position, which I am entitled to have. Some of our nation's leaders in Washington have lost their way. Corruption runs rampant, both on our nation's borders and abroad. Transparency and accountability must happen in order for our constitutional republic to survive. There's no threat implied or otherwise lies in that statement. Anyway, it goes on and on. Now, for the record, let's not forget this. How about Madonna talking about blowing up the White House with Donald Trump in it? How about all those people calling for Donald Trump's son, Rebel, what's his name, Barron, to be raped in prison? How about fine for Kathy Griffin to show a severed head of the president and brag about it? How about fine for Snoop Dogg, the poop dog, shooting President Trump in the head? But John Schneider can't make a public comment about the president, who, by the way, is a traitor to his country and ought to be put in prison. Give me a break. And while we're at 4:58, just a quick thing here. Don't want to dwell on this, but you should know Vin Diesel is being sued. A former assistant named Asta Jonasson, I guess it is, accused Diesel and his sister and their production company of discrimination in firing her when she started complaining about his alleged sexual assault against her. She says he forcibly grabbed her, groped her breasticles, and then kissed her at a hotel here in Atlanta. It was during the filming in 2010 of one of the movies, Fast and Furious movies. She was an assistant. Her job was to stay close to him in case there were other people around at a party and he was without his girlfriend. Then she would kind of be the buffer so people wouldn't think he was out dating another woman. Diesel had multiple women in the Empire Suite of his luxury hotel when the assault occurred. The last woman left, she says in her lawsuit. Vin Diesel forcibly grabbed me, groped my breast, and kissed me. She said he pinned her up against a wall with his body and grabbed her hand and put it in her fingers. Enraged, disgusted by touching her, she withdrew and started verbally refusing him. And then he apparently grabbed, let's say started shellacking the dolphin right there in front of her when she was pinned against the wall. Ay, ay, ay. And then when she started complaining about it, they called her the next day and said, "You're fired." The sister fired him, fired her. So I don't know. Seems to me, he really, God, could a date? Anyway, coming up at 5 o'clock, actual funny Christmas stuff coming up next, I promise you, with a Kermit, Pete, and Flounder, and it's almost over. Here we go.
Your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta Extra 106.3.
The holiday rush officially is on. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. As people all across the country taking to the skies, the roads, and otherwise to get to their holiday destinations, we've got Fox's Alicia Acuna at Denver International Airport checking out the scene.
2.5 million travelers expected to go through TSA security checkpoints all across the country today. And with this expected to be one of the busiest days to fly, we wanted to help everyone out as they head to the airport. The most common thing that slows down the security lines is when someone has a prohibited item in their carry-on. So we have some do's and don'ts for you. If you are bringing gifts, put them in gift bags or boxes with tissue paper. Wrapped presents are allowed, but if your gift triggers their alarms, it's going to get unwrapped. Go ahead and bring baked holiday treats, but the TSA says syrups, preserves, and eggnog go in your checked bag.
Yeah, so be careful where you put that eggnog. The TSA reports 2.63 million people were screened Thursday. It's the second highest they've seen since the Monday after Thanksgiving this year, where TSA screened an all-time record of 2.9 million travelers at American airports. The U.S. Supreme Court will not rule, at least for now, on former President Trump's immunity claims in his federal election interference case. Fox's Kristen Goodwin with more.
The Supreme Court denies without comment special counsel Jack Smith's plea to fast-track a review of former President Donald Trump's argument that he is immune from being prosecuted in the federal case, alleging he plotted to overturn the 2020 election results. Smith calling for the high court to intervene, noting the legal fight could delay the start of the former president's trial scheduled for March 4th. A U.S. district judge previously denied a motion from the Trump legal team to dismiss his indictment on presidential immunity and constitutional grounds, putting the case on hold. The action now turns to the Federal Appeals Court in Washington, D.C., which will hear arguments on January 9th. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-887-1010. That's 800-887-1010.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a plank. Ready on your dog. Target. Road guards out. If Marine Corps wanted you to have a wife, he'd issue you one. I haven't heard. Oh, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kiver. How's it going? 504 with Pete Davis and Flounder. And we're off next week. So we are wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and whatever doesn't offend you. And Happy New Year as well, too. 404-741-1230. 741-1230 is our number if you'd like to join us. Always love to take your phone calls. If you want us to wish somebody a Merry Christmas or something, we'd be very thrilled to do that. A reminder, there's some more warnings came out today. A couple of ways to drain your gift card if you're buying last-minute gift cards. Make sure that it has both pieces to it. If you're at the store and they have those things on those little trees, the little metal trees where you spin around and have all the cards on them, make sure if you pick out a card, feel it to make sure that it's not there's nothing missing. Because sometimes people will take those cards and take them away for a minute, and they'll actually take them out and clip off the top that has the tape on it with a number, and then put the rest of the card back in the envelope, and unless you feel for it, you'll never know. So, that's one thing that could happen. But what?
I could just see you at the Kroger fingering all the gift cards while people are watching.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, you want to move along, please? Stop fondling the... But let me tell you this. 60% of internet traffic to gift card websites is by malicious bots. 23% of U.S. consumers had gift cards given to them which were blank. 23% of American consumers who got gift cards found out they had been stolen. They were blank. There was nothing on them. Scammers go to the dark web, have websites in legitimate internet, and buy the bad bots. They've lowered the barrier to entry to scamming. Scammers no longer have to know how to code. You just get one of these, they tamper with the cards at the store, put them back on the shelf, use bots to figure out the combinations on the back of the card so they can drain the money. The more card scammers can drain, the more money they can steal. It behooves them to use bots that can drain thousands of cards within seconds. And it's harder for authorities to trace them more than a bank transaction. Anyway, so just be careful and cautious and all that kind. Just kind of a little thing to be wary of. And by the way, coming up on sports, I can't wait to have Pete talk about what the Los Angeles Dodgers have done and what this means for baseball and holy cow and all that kind of stuff. And we also have a bunch of other Christmas things coming up here today. We have Pete's Tweets standing by. Is that a Christmas Tweets, Pete, or a regular Pete's Tweets? I'm just curious. Not that it makes
both.
A difference.
It could be both.
Excellent. Well, that's coming up. But now, at the moment, Flounder, if you don't mind, sir, would you have a little musical accompaniment for the Kimmer as we read our traditional Christmas story of a man's pleasure to give love to his special girlfriend, the special sweetheart, the special gift. A young man wanted to buy an expensive pair of gloves for his sweetheart for Christmas.
He went to the most expensive boutique, bought the finest gloves there were, asked the saleswoman to have them delivered along with a note that he would write right there. Unfortunately, the clerk mixed up his order while wrapping the merchandise, and instead of the expensive gloves in the box, the clerk accidentally wrapped a pair of panties and sent them to the young man's sweetheart along with the note that he had written, which reads, "Darling, I've been trying desperately to come up with a special gift for Christmas. I chose these because I noticed that you are not in the habit of wearing any when we go out in the evening. I would have chosen the long ones with the buttons, but since your sister wears the short ones, which are so easy to remove, I wanted to get the same style for you. You may be concerned that these are a delicate shade. However, the sales lady showed me a pair that she had been wearing for 3 weeks now, and they were hardly soiled. She said that there are a couple of important care considerations that I should mention to you. First of all, when you take them off, remember to blow in them before putting them away, since they will naturally be a little damp from wearing. Second, be sure to keep them on while cleaning them so they don't shrink. The sales lady made such an impression upon me that I had her try them on for me right there at the store. She really looked great in them, and I can just imagine how great they're going to look on you. I decided to mail these so that you'll have them on in time for your Christmas gift. I really hesitated because I wanted so much to be there to watch you put them on for the first time. There's little doubt in my mind that many other hands will have touched them before I see you again. I can hardly wait to run my own hands over them, or do as the French do and gently kiss them. I hope you really like them and will wear them for me on Friday night. P.S. The latest style is to wear them folded down with a little fur showing. I love you, my darling. Merry Christmas." Never fails to amuse. At least never fails to amuse me. 509 with the Kid Repeat and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 404-741-1230. And we mentioned earlier a terrible tragedy in Russia. Father Christmas, who's known as Grandfather Frost, was they traditionally dress him up, and he's wearing like a red cape and a red outfit, and he gets up on top of the 24-story building west of a death in Chelyabinsk, western Russia. And he's their red-robed Santa Claus is an experienced climber, and he gets up on the structure 24 stories high and accidentally pulls on the wrong rope, and instead of shellacking down the building properly with happiness, he tumbles 240 feet to his death instead of delivering the little children their presents and good wishes, with the families all waiting to touch him and talk with him below. Luckily, he fell about a one floor before the ground. He fell and hit that and died, and the kids didn't see his dead body. But they were kind of messed up about it. Everybody thought it was a stunt. They thought it was, like a dummy, or they were just, he'll come run out to the kids and show them Santa's just fine. Old Grandfather Frost, no, he's dead. The legendary figure in Slavic countries wears a long red or blue fur coat, has a magic stick that rides with a troika chariot of 3 horses. He's helped by his granddaughter, Snegurka. It's possible I added a syllable in there. That means the Snow Maiden. The figure was exiled during the Soviet era, deemed an instrument of the bourgeoisie, but they brought it back in 1935. Joseph Stalin looked to boost his own popularity. So, Grandfather Frost.
He'll now be known as Santa Pinata.
511 with a Kid Repeat and Flounder. Oh, you know what, Flounder? Let's do one more musical thing. Are you still? Yeah, do one more. I got one more thing. This was sent to me by a guy named Greg many, many years ago, and this was on the day, or the Christmas time, right after Donald Trump had won election as president. That was the year, and this was the first Christmas. So, Flounder, with a little musical accompaniment, sir. The one you had before is just fine. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and up in the tower, the Donald reflected on his newfound power. The conservative masses had come out in force and delivered a victory that would chart a new course. The snowflakes were shell-shocked with tears in their eyes. The media lied to them. What a surprise. They had heard that promised a Hillary win, but the unethical Clinton took one on the chin. So out in the streets there arose such a clatter. It was Soros-paid protesters and Black Lives Matter. With cities to pillage and windows to smash, they knew not the issues but needed the cash. 8 years of Obama had given them cause to expect a replacement of their Santa Claus. But soon the protesters will feel the pain when the wheels fall off of the old gravy train. I saw Trump on TV in front of a crowd. He spoke about veterans. It made me feel proud. He spoke about energy and safety and jobs, taking this country back from the Washington snobs. He thanked all the voters, and before he was gone, saved thousands of jobs while Obama looked on. The fate of this country left nothing to chance, so he filled out his cabinet weeks in advance. The roar of his audience rose from the stands. He kissed all their babies and shook all their hands. He answered their questions and calmed all their fears. They knew it would be fantastic 4 years. Then he jumped in his limo and off to his jet, a fellow that liberals will not soon forget. He sent one more tweet as the evening expired: "Make America great again. And Obama, you're fired." 5:13. Thank you, Greg, with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Holy crap, it's sports is next. You don't want to miss what the Dodgers have done. Holy mackerel. Look out. Here we go. Stand by. 5:13. Look out.
Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
I tell this to people all the time. I can't believe I'm paying these taxes. Your fault. You voted for it.
You voted for this. I didn't vote for it. I told you that if we continued down the path that we were currently going on, we're going to have a V-shaped recovery, and here's how we're going to be. But no, you decided that I want to make this change because we're going to have somebody who's civil in the White House and who knows what they're doing. Really?
Just taking bribes from China and selling out your country? How civil is that?
Who's half asleep on a beach as we're sitting in front of World War III with the Russians and the Chinese at our gates.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m., only on Extra 106.3.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Tug. Get ready to kick winter to the curb with Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Picture this: a home where cold can't touch you, where warmth and comfort reign supreme. That's the promise of Central Heating and Air Conditioning. And now, for a limited time, Central is offering up to $2,000 in rebates on qualifying Carrier systems. Yes, you heard right, up to $2,000 in your pocket. Why settle for cold when you can bask in the warmth of a brand new Carrier system? It's not just about comfort, it's about savings too. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is committed to bringing you the best in heating and air solutions. They're not just keeping your homes warm, they're keeping your pockets happy too. So, Atlanta, don't let the chill catch you off guard. Upgrade your old system today. Call them now at 770-GET-HEAT. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta Carrier experts, are standing by to make your winter cozier than ever. When it comes to comfort and savings, nobody does it better than Central, where warmth meets excellence.
We're smart, we care for Central Heating and Air.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
If you have been to Chuckingham Palace, you know that we now have gorgeous double front doors. Well, Dan Watkins, the guy that put that door in, told me some interesting things about it at dinner.
Atlanta is a weird market for front doors. For 40 years, builders have been installing odd-sized side lights as part of the front door, which is a huge problem now that people realize how much better their home looks with modern and beautiful double doors. Most companies will tell you the double door installation can't be done. It can be done, and we're the company to do it, no matter how odd the opening is. Let all Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors be the ones to tell you yes.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, right here on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's all-conservative talk station. Each Saturday and Sunday at noon, you can catch my show where we talk about all the issues, local, national, and global. If you miss an episode, you can catch all my content at the Podcast Park, where I put out new episodes of the Ben Burnett Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, featuring long-form interviews with the people who create your perspective. Thanks for listening to Extra 106.3, Atlanta's all-conservative talk station. See you around, Atlanta.
Stop dreaming. Start driving. Get the gift that keeps on giving with the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration at RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Each of our certified pre-owned vehicles undergoes an exhaustive process of analysis, inspection, and reconditioning until it meets the uncompromising standards of RBM of Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz. For a limited time, get special financing from as low as 3.39% APR. In addition, you'll receive unlimited confidence with Mercedes-Benz's unlimited mileage warranty, delivering continued assurance for up to 7 years. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Not all offers apply to all vehicles, and special financing available to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Services through January 2nd, 2024. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call 770-390-0700 for details.
The biggest election coverage in the South from Atlanta's only true conservative voice. As the election draws closer and things get heated, Extra 106.3 will bring you the voices you know and trust to sort through the muck.
Where was the free speech rights when the conservatives were trying to talk?
Where was the free speech when somebody put the word Trump on the sidewalk?
Right. And stream our coverage all day from anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, look out. I'm watching video on Fox of the wave that took out the cruise ship from the view of the steering wheel. Holy moly. Like the worst in the movies. 519. I got a couple of sports birthdays, but wait to hear about this. This is cool. Holy crap at sports with Pete Davis.
The steering wheel? They got steering wheels
from
on those ships now?
well, what they call them, the ship's wheel, the round
the
thing.
Crow's nest.
The crow's nest, yeah. It's amazing. You see the video, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then boom, it just, man. Sorry. Anyway, yes, sir.
This just in.
Yeah.
Florida State has entered the transfer portal.
Another one?
They're suing the ACC to get out, and we joke now, but if FSU just bites the bullet and leaves the ACC, expect Clemson to do the same and then sit back and watch the Atlantic Coast Conference go the way of the Pac-12. And you think that can't happen to the SEC or the Big Ten, you have not been paying attention to what the money men have been doing to college football the last few years. They want an NFL-style setup, and to hell with the rivalries, traditions, and history. As Randy Newman sings, it's money that matters. Nick Saban says he expects some kind of controversy or thunderbolt, as he calls it, to come soon and drastically change college football forever, saying there are no guardrails for what's happening in the sport right now, and they're heading for the cliff. So it's interesting how this is going to change.
You think they're trying to make it so that everybody plays everybody, and there's no division?
Nope.
I mean, what are they?
I think
they're
trying to get. They're trying to get rid of Vanderbilt, Purdue, teams like that, and they're going to go to 40 or 50 teams, and only they can win the national championship, and they'll be the big teams. So basically, it's what they want. They want an NFL junior is what they want. There's more money involved.
Well, so where would
they're trying to kill the goose that laid the golden egg.
Where would Florida State go and Clemson? What would they do? If they ditch the ACC, what would happen? Who would they join? If they want to leave the ACC, what would happen to them?
Well, the SEC doesn't really need them. You're talking about Florida State leaving the ACC? Yeah, the SEC really doesn't need them. They don't really bring anything to it, unfortunately, because Tallahassee is not a huge market. They already have the Florida market there with the Gators and everything. Basically, they want to get rid. I think they want to get rid of the conferences the way they are now, and to make it a kind of a super conference type thing with like the NFL does. Yeah. So it's a mistake, but that's what they're going to try and do. Georgia Tech plays UCF at the Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa, starting at 6:30 tonight. Go Yellow Jackets! Beat those Central Florida whatever they are. The
dancing
Falcons
insurance salesman.
That's right. That's exactly the travel agency.
Yeah.
Orlando Travel Agents is what they're known as. The Falcons and interim head coach Arthur Smith were fined by the NFL for finagling the injury report a few weeks ago concerning running back Bijan Robinson. The team fined $75,000, Smith himself $25,000. And Coach Smith commented on his discussions with the league, quote, "I understand their point of view, so lesson learned there. It was a good conversation, and there are probably a lot of conversations that are going to be had in the spring," end quote. That's right.
Yeah.
Those conversations are called job interviews. So... And out of the 10 experts, the AtlantaFalcons.com asked who would win Sunday's game in the Benz between the 8-6 Colts and the 6-8 Falcons. How many of the 10 do you think picked Indianapolis?
9 or 10, probably 10. How the Falcons aren't going to beat the Colts?
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. Well, 7 agree with you. 7 of the 10 agree with you. It's going to be Indy.
We'll see.
There. Well, with the Saints losing last night, they're still in the playoff hunt. So we'll see. Good news here. Chris Lindstrom, Drew Dahlman, and Jake Matthews are going to be able to play on Sunday. So let's get to the big story. The Dodgers are building a super team out in L.A. First, they signed Shohei Ohtani to the sweetheart deal. Then they get Tyler Glasnow. And now Japanese star Yoshinobu Admiral Yamamoto is signed to a 12-year $325 million contract.
Good Lord.
Not only that, they will pay an additional $50.5 million posting fee to his former team, the Oryx Buffaloes in Japan. They will also, by the way, give him a $50 million signing bonus for signing with them. Let's see. So far, the Dodgers have spent more than $1 billion in free agency. Okay, they've now accounted for more than half of the spending across Major League Baseball and free agency this winter. One team.
Who's got all that money? I mean, who's got the money, and how can they possibly make up for it?
Well, first of all, they're going to make money on Shohei because just selling his damn jerseys in Japan and in North America, I mean, they'll make money on him. I don't know if they'll make money on the other guys, but they'll make money on him. So it's good for baseball. If we only had a real commissioner that actually looked out for the best interest of the game like they're supposed to do, but Rob Manfred is just a moron, and he proves it all the time again. So you got to ask, is Yamamoto worth it? He's 25. He's a right-hander. He's run 3 straight MVP awards. He's won their Cy Young awards. He's dominated like nobody ever has over in Japan. His ERA is 1.65. He strikes out nearly 5 times as many hitters as he walks. He has allowed 1 home run every 28 innings. Not every 28 batters. Every 28 innings he gives up a home run. He only gave up 2 home runs this past season. The whole season. 2 of them. He's 5'10", 176 pounds. Kind of reminds me of Tim Lincecum. You had that weird wind up and everything to get the most. He throws 99 miles an hour. He does not lift weights. He basically has flexibility. He has exercises. He throws soccer balls and javelins to long toss. So he has kind of like that weird thing that Trevor Bauer had about throwing long toss and all that stuff. Yeah. And his agreement is $1 million more than what the Yankees gave Garrett Cole, which I'm sure they wanted in their contract to be the highest paid of all time.
Wow.
So he's got that going for him.
Unreal.
So basically the Dodgers doing what Steinbrenner and the Yankees did back in the 70s times 3. It's on steroids. And Manfred sits back. I guarantee you if the Kansas City Royals or the Pittsburgh Pirates tried this, he'd shoot it down in a heartbeat. But the Dodgers can do this, and it's okay because they want the Dodgers in the World Series. That's the way it is. And it's a good thing Kirk Herbstreit knows football Baseball seems to escape him. During last night's game on Amazon Prime between the Saints and the Rams, the cameras caught new Dodgers Shohei Ohtani in the stands, to which Herb Street said, quote, "They just showed Shohan Tony up in the scoreboard." End quote.
Okie dokie. You think
he went from
should know
Shohei
better.
Ohtani to Shohan Tony. Kirk is so pretty.
Yeah,
and he's so
he's
pretty.
so
Just
nice.
rub his head. The Hawks are in Miami tonight for dinner. May I suggest the stubborn seed of South Beach, Top Chef winner Jeremy Ford's edgy neighborhood restaurant doles inspired new American cuisine that you'll be craving long after your meal. And it comes with a Michelin star, which does not mean the calamari has the taste and texture of a rubber tire. It's basically the opposite.
Gross.
The shorthanded Jazz beat the Pistons last night by 8 points. It's Detroit's 25th straight loss. That's one short of the NBA single-season record. In fact, this winless streak is beginning to look like the Kimbers bar pickup non-success of the last decade. Talk about an offer.
Yeah.
But the fans were yelling, "Sell the team" to the owner. So they got that going for them up there. And how fat is Pelicans bust Zion Williamson? So fat, even the rotund mound of rebound, Charles Barkley says he needs to get in shape. And Stephen A. Smith says it looks like Zion ate a buffet. Not at a buffet, but the whole buffet table. And let me just point out that I called Williamson a bust the second he was drafted. I've said from the very beginning, this guy's got foot injuries. He's overweight. He will never be slim. This guy is a huge bust. And the Pelicans, of course, being New Orleans, took him anyway.
Yeah.
So they took a guy who's a fat guy who likes to eat, and they put him in one of the best eating towns, of course, according to them, in the world. I don't eat that crap, but they do. So we'll see.
Wow.
Enough hullabaloo over John Morant's return to the NBA. He didn't come back from cancer. He's back from a suspension for brandishing his weapon in public twice, like it was a candy cane or something. The players are acting like he's a returning hero from personally killing Osama bin Laden or storming the beach of Normandy. Enough of the hugs and the tears and all that. He brought it on himself. He's not coming back from cancer. I'm tired of hearing this stuff.
Yeah.
And a little while ago, Colorado Avalanche play-by-play man Mark Rycroft, who was on the air, took a big swig of what he thought was coffee from a cup next to him in the booth. What do you think it was?
Probably somebody's brandy or schnapps or something.
Worse. It was boothmate Mark Moser's tobacco spit cup.
Oh, no, God.
Yeah.
Hoping you weren't
The
gonna
video.
say,
The video of him trying to wash his mouth out without puking everywhere is priceless. He grabs like 4 cups of stuff. The most amusing part is when Moser picked up the cup and wiped off the rim to make sure he got his partner's germs off his disgusting spit cup. How dare you?
There won't be any germs alive on that spit cup, I guarantee. The stuff that comes out of his mouth from that tobacco will definitely kill any of the germs that might be lingering from his buddy. Oh, Lord.
It brought back so many bad memories when we were kids. Our great uncle would tear off the bottom of a milk carton. Remember the wax milk cartons, the square ones?
Yeah.
He would cut the bottom half, and that would be a spit cup, and he would chase us around the house with it, threatening to throw it on us.
God, yeah.
Yeah. On this date, 1999, the Braves got second baseman Kilvio Veras, first baseman Wally Joyner, whom I played against at Glenwood Hills.
Really? I remember Wally Joyner.
And Wally Joyner, yeah. And outfielder Reggie Sanders from the Padres for Ryan Klesko, Brett Boone, and pitcher Jason Scheel. And it was on that same day in 99 that John Rocker's Sports Illustrated interview came out.
Oh, boy.
In which he basically
riding the
disparaged
subway.
every race and ethnic group. But you know what? Everything he said about New York City was true.
He was talking about riding the subway, and you got an F-bomb, and you got a queer, and you got a thing, all these things, and they just nailed him for it. But he was right. He was just describing what he saw. He wasn't trying to be mean or ugly. He was just saying it. Here we are.
Well, he was a jerk.
Well,
He
that's
was
true.
trying to be mean. On this date, 1932, Phil Woosnam was born. Do you remember him? He was a Welsh soccer player. He was the player and manager of the Atlanta Chiefs back in 68 and 69. He scored the first goal in soccer in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium history. They won the championship of the NASL, the first pro franchise in Atlanta to win a championship.
Well,
Phil Wisdom, who passed away in Dunwoody back in 2013.
I'll be darned.
And that's sports.
2 quick sports birthdays. Steve Carlton, Hall of Famer, and the silent one, Steve Carlton, 79. And the father of Los Angeles, Steve Garvey, is 75.
That's true. And Lonnie Smith. It's Lonnie Smith's birthday.
Oh, really? Lonnie Smith.
Lonnie.
Oh, we haven't talked about Lonnie
Skates.
Smith in a while. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. 5:31 with the Carrot and Flounder Christmassy stuff coming up next year on 106.3. Happy Friday.
Well, it's Christmas. With international conflicts running hot and Israel at war, you can trust Extra 106.3 to bring you the latest breaking news throughout the day and the conservative voices you trust for all the latest.
Hamas is a terrorist organization, and anybody who supports the terrorist attack on Israel should be released from this country and sent away.
Israel at war, with live updates all day.
If 9/11 happened to us again today, I wonder what the hell the reaction would be.
From Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. So put a little love in your heart this holiday season at Subaru of Gwinnett. You're going to love the full line of new Subarus in stock now. From the Outback and Forester to the Legacy, Crosstrek, and BRZ. Each Subaru built to superior safety standards to protect your loved ones. You know, it's a fact. Subaru owners show a lot of love, especially to the environment and those in need. So right now, during the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities with any new Subaru lease or purchase. Visit Subaru of Gwinnett for complete details and log on to SubaruofGwinnett.com for amazing lease and financing offers on all new Subaru models. This holiday season, drive a Subaru and share the love, and Subaru will pay it forward with a $250 donation to your choice of 5 charities. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard, Duluth. Subaru will donate $250 to purchaser or lessee selected national and hometown charities. Log on to Subaru.com/share or call 678-475-3500 for details.
Hey, it's Lowe's here with my real estate expert, Rhonda Duffy. And Rhonda, you've been saving buyers and sellers big money for over 20 years, and that's important to you personally, isn't it?
You know, a long time ago, I heard a cliche that really isn't a cliche anymore and has been very powerful in my own life, and that is, it's not what you make, it's what you save. And at Duffy, one of the things that I'm so proud about is that not only do we allow the sellers to list at a high price, we also allow them to keep the lowest commission possible to get the job done, which is unheard of. You can actually list and sell your home for 1% total commission. And if we work off of the old premise of it's not what you make, it's what you save, we're actually talking about money that is tax-free when you roll it into another house. These are investments. They're not something to be taken lightly. They're your opportunities in life. Thank you, Dad.
So save your money and list with Duffy because money matters. DuffyRealtyATL.com.
DuffyRealtyATL.com.
This holiday season, make memories with loved ones at the Savoy Automobile Museum, located just off I-75 in scenic North Georgia. Immerse yourself in a world of intriguing cars and great company. Visit our 5 exhibits. And when hunger strikes, savor a delightful meal at the Savoy Cafe. And don't forget to stop by the Savoy gift shop to pick up a gift for the holidays. Create cherished moments with family and friends at the Savoy Automobile Museum, just a short drive from Atlanta. Open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
You've been listening to Ray Giudice for years. He's a smart guy. You know he knows DUI and criminal law. He's been in practice for over 30 years. But did you know Ray knows some of the best legal minds in the business? From labor contracts to real estate to divorce. Ray can help you through it all. He can put together the legal team you need. He's the guy you call when you've got legal questions. So call him at 404-964-4185. Ray Giudice. 404-964-4185.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
for the latest coverage of Israel at war. Keep it right here on Extra 106.3 for Fox News updates at the top of every hour and the conservative voices you trust bringing you the latest.
Immediately, the Hamas goons took advantage of the situation and blamed it on Israel, and a good rancid hunk of the American media was eager to accept that explanation.
And stream our coverage anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, the world can see that you were meant for me.
I think one of the first 45 records I ever bought, may have been the first one I ever bought, was Little Susie by Buddy Holly and the Crickets. I think it was him. 1957, the Crickets released the single Oh Boy, backed with Not Fade Away in Britain. Became their third top 10 hit. Oh Boy was recorded by Sonny West in the late 1950s. Didn't go anywhere, though. In 1964, the Rolling Stones cover of Not Fade Away with a strong Bo Diddley beat was a major hit in Britain and was the A-side of the band's first U.S. single. I remember Not Fade Away. I like that by the Stones. Anyway, Buddy Holly in 1957 on this day. And a little historical, a birthday, first birthday, Ted Cruz, the Senator of Texas. Ted Cruz, 53 today. And on this day in history, 1961, James Davis became the first American soldier to die in Vietnam. That was when our involvement in 1961 was supposed to be strictly military advisors. Then Kennedy and Johnson, and when bing, bang, boom, and off we go. 5:37. How you doing? It's only
Democrats.
The Democrats, absolutely. Well, there's nothing like a good war to expand, military-industrial complex. And get some people voting for you because they're afraid not to, stuff like that. We got Pete's tweets coming up. We'll do that in a second here. Should we do that in a second? We'll do that in a second.
Sure.
First of all, we also have some we're going to do some Christmas stuff here. In fact, we'll do, we got the audition tape for Scott McFarlane's audition tape to get awarded a scholarship at the Juilliard School of Music in New York, and we got his audition tape, and you're going to hear it. I promise you'll never, ever forget it. A quick list of some of the year-end things that are coming out, like the best movies of the year. I'll bet we have. I know I haven't seen. I'm not going to the theaters anymore, and I don't think they're out on TV yet. But have you guys ever heard of these? Number 10, The Taste of Things. It's about preparing French meals. Like the Babette's Feast before it. It's some kind of a surreal, stupid thing. The number 9 best movie of the year, The Holdovers. A comedy arises from the tough love way a boarding school Scrooge deals with his students over Christmas break. The Holdovers, number 9. Number 8, May-December, Natalie Portman plays a professional actor swooping into the life of an ex-con, Julianne Moore, channeling her tabloid subject Mary Kay Letourneau years after she went to prison for initiating a sexual relationship with her underage baby daddy. May-December. Number 7, best movie of the year, Origin. Not since Roots has the drama taken such ambitious approach to the stain of slavery. Origin's not about ancestry, but the seeds of a system that dehumanizes one group so that others may dominate them. I found analogs in Nazi Germany and the Indian caste system. Number 7 is Origin. Number 6, best movie, Anatomy of a Fall. Unconventional courtroom drama. A writer plunges to his death from the upper floor of his mountain chalet, making his wife the only suspect. The tragedy forces the most intimate aspects of the couple's marriage into light. Anatomy of a Fall. Number 5, The Monk and the Gun. Is this bad? Unpredictable, enlightening comedy, preparing for the first Democratic election. It's a Monk thing. Number 4, Past Lives. Old souls find one another again and again over the centuries. A girl reconnects with her childhood sweetheart. Come on, it's number 4, Past Lives. Number 3, Chicken for Linda. Best film of the year at Cannes Festival. Relationship complicated between a single mother and her 8-year-old child. Better than any live action movie. Number 2, Oppenheimer. I was underwhelmed, he wrote, by Oppenheimer in first viewing. A twist may have horrified. Grand as anything David Lean ever directed, this massive, powerful biomic's been marketed as making the atomic bomb. But turns out the last hour is the key why he had to tell the story, racing to the can, anyway, whatever. And number 1, the best movie of the year, this guy says, Poor Things.
Playing God in this equation. Willem Dafoe suggests a cross between Dr. Frankenstein and the mad scientist monster, and then it continues his father's research. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, so that's your...
I've seen the previews of that with Mark Ruffalo and Emma Stone, and I'm thinking, who the hell is going to shell out $12 to see that?
Yeah. I don't know. Not me. I'll wait till it comes up on TV, 5:40. And now, Flounder, if you will, sir, our musical tribute today to Scott McFarlane. He's our commandante, station operations manager, boss, GM type stuff. And he has a musical background. It started really just in the shower doing stuff, and then his friends in school said, hey, it sounds pretty good in the locker room. Why don't you really do something about it? Son of a gun, the man put together an audition tape. I did all the instruments himself and everything in his basement studio, sent it to the Juilliard School of Music, and by golly, got himself a scholarship. You're not going to ever forget this rendition of a classic Christmas favorite, Scott McFarlane from the Dickey Broadcasting Company with Oh Holy Night.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth.
It's going to start to build here now. That's the intonation.
Long lay the world in sin and error high, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoicing, for yonder breaks a new and glorious
Starting to build. He's starting to build it. Here we go.
On your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices.
The crescendo.
Divine. When Christ was born.
Building up to the chorus. Here comes the chorus. You can do it. You can do it.
Divine.
Yeah.
Oh, night divine.
Speaking of the building up of the suspension, the final 15. It's our own Scott McFarlane. Is it? You can go for it, Scotty. Go for it. Whoa. Wow.
When Christ was born.
Can you bring it back one more time? Can you go for it, Scotty?
Oh, man. You know it was a divine night. Oh, night divine.
Bringing it home with a Merry Christmas from the Dickey Broadcasting Company and our own Scott McFarlane.
Don't blame Dickie Broadcasting for this.
He left early today.
He knew.
For very good reason. By the way, the Babylon Bee has some ideas if you have giving specific gifts for a specific part of the Christian fraternity. For example, they're saying Baptists, a good gift would be Tupperware for the casserole storage, plus a diabetes test kit. For Universalist Unitarians, the best gift is nothing, since there's no God, life is meaningless, they're all just atoms dancing to the random firing of synapses in our brains. Maybe pirate that with a nice card. Or they suggest a gift for Catholics, a bumper sticker that says, "Miss me yet?" and a picture of Pope Benedict. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Merry Christmas for all, and to all a good night. Pete's holding up his statue of Jesus as we speak. He looks like Yasser Arafat. It's 5:45. More Christmas joy coming up next with the Kipper, Pete, and Flounder right here.
Randolph ain't too far behind.
Look out.
Run, Rudolph. Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry. Tell him he can take the freeway down. Run.
The Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
I think about the famous comedian George Carlin, where he talked about how our elections are just an illusion. It's what they are. Everything's bought and paid for. The establishment is running what they're running.
The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you.
I think George Carlin is right. It certainly has been an illusion for years because we cannot verify the results.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m., only on Extra 106.3.
Step into the great outdoors with Realtree. Hi, I'm Bill Jordan, and I'm here to tell you about the incredible experiences that await you and your loved ones. Nothing brings families and friends closer than the great outdoors. At Realtree, we've dedicated ourselves to creating quality products and experiences that enhance your outdoor lifestyle. And did you know, Realtree is proudly based right here in Georgia. Our roots run deep here, just like our passion for hunting, fishing, and everything outdoors. Whether you're an experienced hunter or a novice angler, Realtree has everything you need to make your outdoor adventures a success. From an assortment of gear and apparel to expert advice and tips, we've got you covered. Visit Realtree.com to discover a world of possibilities. Whether you're planning your next hunting trip or looking for the perfect fishing spot, Realtree.com has all the information you need. Realtree helps you connect with family and friends and make memories that will last a lifetime. Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors.
It's now days before Christmas and you're shopping for others, but there's no need to stress because they're Solomon Brothers. Whether for mom or dad, your husband or wife, you'll find the right gift for the love of your life. Now let me tell you why it's worth the drive. We have 1-carat total weight diamond stud earrings for just $9.95. Rings and bracelets, watches, and more, all waiting for you. Just visit a store. There's no gift like jewelry at just the right price. So shop at Solomon Brothers and you'll find something nice. In Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Peachtree City, online at SolomonBrothers.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House again. It's time to just lock them up. Just lock them up. And I bet you think I'm talking about Lying Joe and Hunter Biden. And while that's a great idea, what I'm really talking about are things like guns, important paperwork, and extra cash you may have just laying around the house. The deals on safes are hot. Drop by the Atlanta Safe House and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. No appointment needed. Drop by the showroom in Ackworth and let the safe experts help you pick the safe that's right for you. Or go to AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue-Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue-Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue-Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Anderson. And right now, you can save $375 off every window and $750 off every door. Just text outside to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Text outside to 200-300 right now to save $375 off every window and $750 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings won't last long. Text outside to 200-300. Don't wait. Text the word outside to 200-300. Text outside to 200-300.
Love having a true conservative news and talk station in Atlanta? Then spread the word. Tell your family and friends to download the Extra 106.3 app and stream the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Atlanta's biggest lineup of conservative voices.
Here we go. I'm watching a commercial for the ASPA with all the doggies in the cages on TV right now. I hate those. I can't watch them because I want to go get them all. I want to win the freaking lottery. I want to have $1 billion. I want every freaking dog's going to have a home. I'll pay for it. I'll buy the homes. I'll rent the families. I mean, God. Anyway, we did at the beginning of the show. We did a story about a little doggy who had been missing. Actually, was gone living in the woods near some people in Crowley, down in West Sussex, England, for 7 years. And was living somehow in the woods. People would leave food out for him and stuff. And finally, they've got him. He was chipped and everything, and they've got him a new home now. 7 years on his own in the woods. Wow. Anyway, on this day in history, some good news. 1989, for the first time in decades, the Brandenburg Gate is opened. West German Chancellor Helmut Kohl walked through to be greeted by the East German fascist, and then thousands flooded through the gates. And then some people, including hot babes, would send fake rocks pretending they were souvenirs of the gate coming down and stuff, and guys would get them, and they'd think they were getting a special gift, and so it was pretty funny. Hector Elizondo birthday, 87 years old. He's a good actor, too. Very good actor.
Good actor.
Yeah. A couple of quick more unsafe toys for Christmas if you're looking for some of the last things to buy for your kids. Hasbro's Slippery Steps. This is not a good thing to bring home for the family. How about Remco's Pocket Beehive? Again, that's not a good toy for... How about that? Ooh, you're blue, the exciting hold your breath game. Again, these are not... we don't suggest these at all in any way. Sorry, just for the record. Let's see. Flounder, you want to play that song? One of our favorite Christmas songs is putting you in the mood if you're going to go see one of your famous favorite relatives over the Christmas time. I hope your traffic's okay if you're out there driving around. 5:54 is our time. Do we ever get Pete's tweets in? I don't think we ever got Pete's tweets in. You want to do a couple of quick tweets?
We should do it.
Outstanding. Here we go. Well, we can't ignore Pete's tweets. We got Pete. We got the tweets. That's why we gave it the name. We took a lot of effort in that. Pete's tweets right here.
Okay, you're going to travel Christmas Day. You're going to be part of the holiday travel crush and everything. So I've got, if you think this is bad and it's horrible and you got long lines and everything, just remember. There is a counter at an airport in Salzburg, Austria.
Okay.
Just for people who flew there instead of Australia.
Australia. I'll bet there is a special counter. So they try not to feel embarrassed that I accidentally...
Imagine waking up.
That's a little bit difference in like
halfway
8,000
around the
miles.
world. Yeah.
That's funny.
And finally, I saw an old radio for sale the other day. You know, one of those old-timey ones, really cool ones?
Yeah, the old...
and it was only like 50 cents. And I said to the sales girl, how can you sell one of these old radios for just 50 cents? And she goes, well, the volume is stuck on high. And I thought to myself, well, I can't turn that down.
Oh, God, you did it again. Oh, I'm so easy. I can't turn that down. I turned it up to 11. If you go to 11... Jeez. Flounder, let's see. Well, I want to get everything in here before we go. How about the Shakespearean version of a special Christmas perm? Shall we do that for you with the Flounder Kimmer Repeat at 5:55, ladies and gentlemen?
Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
all of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then, one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh?
Get off my back.
Tonight.
Yeah, why not?
Then, how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in
flames.
5:57, and without further ado, we jingle along with a special Christmas poem for you.
The night before Christmas, and all through the trailer, my cousins was snoring like 6 drunken sailors. The children were nestled all snug in their beds with the home shopping network stuck in their heads. The ashtrays were full and the beer bottles strewn. Looked like no one would stir, at least until noon. And so I surmised that with a little good luck, the missus and I could sneak in a good nap. I'm not sure. I'm having trouble with that line. I was hoping you could help me with that one.
Rest, a nice rest.
So I and my wife beater, and she and her teddy broke out the handcuffs and got the whips ready. I just put fresh batteries in all the adult toys when out in the street I heard a hellacious noise. I leapt to the window and ripped down the sheet and gazed in wide wonder at the scene in the street. The full moon was casting a silvery light on a heartwarming trailer park holiday site. A stretch Hummer limo with 8 hookers in back and their fat-bearded pimp with a red velvet pack. He was dressed in Armani with a lizard skin belt, a rock on each finger, and a chinchilla pelt. His pearl-handled Beretta was engraved to St. Nick, and it was tucked in his trousers right next to his wallet. I'm still working on that line,
Pocket
too.
watch, could be a lot of things, all right?
I can't get a good rhyme on that one.
That's all right, sir. Keep the flow, keep the flow.
Those gold teeth glittered as the crowd gathered round, and he unfurled a list that reached to the ground. He gave food stamps and vouchers and government cheese to the Hondurans, the Haitians, and the Vietnamese. iPods and Game Boys and stereo equipment all recently hijacked from a big Walmart shipment. And then to his chariot the portly elf sprang, and to the grateful he yelled, ain't nothing but a fang. To his curvaceous minions he called, on Candy, on Brandy, on Maya and Star, on Cinnamon and LaQuisha, get your ass in the car. And I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, to bar skanks and bikers and paid hookers alike, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Merry Christmas, and gotta go, you're killing me. Hoorah, boys. See you next year. Have fun. Gotta go. Be careful out there.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3.
Planes, trains, and automobiles by the boatload. I'm Tom Regani, Fox News. If you're headed to the airport or driving to your destination for Christmas, don't forget to pack the patience. Fox Business Network's Kelly Sabiri's in Chicago.
103.6 million people will be hitting the roads to travel 50 miles or more this holiday travel season. We're told that if you don't leave before 10 a.m. Saturday, you might be stuck in some traffic, so you want to avoid that nightmare before Christmas. Another 4 million people will be taking either a train, a bus, or a cruise this holiday season, with AAA saying that more people are investing and making memories despite how the economy may be going at this point. Now, if you are driving, gas prices are up slightly from last week. They're about 4 cents higher. We're seeing average prices at about $3.12.
An American abducted by Hamas on October 7th has died in captivity. Fox's CB Cotton with the story.
After more